and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to Hims. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through Hims.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through Hims.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on for your Friday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go, Friday as we get ready for tomorrow. USC-UCLA Rivalry Week is here. All of our coverage made possible by Coors Light, Cappy's favorite, and Barry's Tickets. My boy Barry. Don't forget tomorrow, Clippy Greg and I will be broadcasting live at 3:30 p.m. from Rocco's in Pasadena, our pre game show. Come on out and win USC-UCLA tickets for tomorrow night at the Rose Bowl and USC Notre Dame tickets. Rocco's, 44 West Green Street in Pasadena. We'll see you tomorrow. Meanwhile, Sedano's here, Cappy's here, Mike Trudell is here. One of my faves. He's going to tell us why the Lakers lost last night. Well, maybe Sedano will, too. Let's get to it.
A Jerusalem cherry.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys, they're all over me right now. It's like I'm in back of Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm?
I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
Sedano and Cap, Friday afternoon in the Southland right now.
Bing, ba-dum-bum, yeah. Bing, da-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, pick-a-doom, dee-dum-bum. Come on, Mike. Bing, ba-dum-bum. Yeah, take it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Oh, different pitches.
Oh, drums.
Yeah, got to put in a little drums here and there.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can't see you yet. I'm going to pull up the live stream shortly. I'm going to see what you're wearing.
Friday afternoon on Sedano and Cap. Trudell is in. Yep. Sedano will be joining from the Stanford-Cal game, which is going to be played tomorrow. We talk about rivalry week, USC-UCLA tomorrow. He what?
He's had a lot of Stanford, I feel like.
Well, you know, they finally have given this kid a chance to stay on the West Coast. You know, it's actually kind of a weird thing tomorrow because Stanford and Cal on the ACC network to the rest of the country that at least, you know, watches the ACC, whether you're down in Miami or you're in North Carolina or you're up in Virginia or Pittsburgh or wherever, Boston, Syracuse. These people in the ACC have no exposure at all to Cal and Stanford. And most of these people are going to be like, wait, those people play in our conference? And they're so far away, they're in college football Siberia in comparison to where they have to schlep all the way to across the country to go play these games. So now they're just up on their own. They're on an island all by themselves. And Sedano's up there. He'll join us in a few minutes. Michael.
What's up?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So I know that everybody's going to harp on Anthony Davis missing free throws last night, and that's how the Lakers lost. But can I ask a question here to an insider from an outsider, from someone who was laying in bed last night watching this on TV and dozing off?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm ready for it.
The final play of the game, where AD throws up an air ball, is that really the play that was drawn up in the huddle? And they're like, okay, everybody, here's what's going to happen. We're going to inbound the ball. A couple people are going to move around. LeBron, you just stay in the paint and act like you're not even getting the ball. And AD, you come off and you get it and you fire it out. Was that really, really the last play that they drew up, or did it just happen that way because they couldn't get the ball in and find anybody?
Yeah, so the way these plays work, there are usually at least two options and sometimes a third. And you know, J.J. Redick was asked about it after, and actually I think he kind of brought it up on his own. I think that the primary option probably wasn't there, and maybe that was either Dalton Connect or Reeves or even LeBron, like coming around his screen and getting a look at a jumper where their body momentum was going more towards the hoop. I think that AD was probably the last kind of the bailout option there, just because AD can get a shot off over anybody, including Jonathan Isaac or Gogo Batadze, or anybody big because of the length and the size of AD. But it's a difficult shot when you're moving away from the hoop like that. So I think they would have liked to have gotten something going more downhill, but with just 2 seconds left and no other timeout, you're risking it if you put the ball on the floor, and you're also risking more help defense coming over. So I don't think it was exactly what they wanted, Cappy, but he at least did get a clean look at the rim. He just shot it long.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I always say it like this, Mike. I will live and die with LeBron. As far as I'm concerned, in a situation like that, presuming you can get LeBron the ball, that's the guy who I want to take the shot. And if he makes it, great. If he doesn't make it, oh, well, that's your guy. Anthony Davis last night, the wrong guy to be taking that shot.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, I worry less about who's taking the shot in that context because the Lakers have plenty of guys that can knock down a shot. I'm comfortable with LeBron, certainly, as you pointed out, Cappy, and maybe that is the first option. I'm very comfortable right now with Dalton Connect taking almost any shot. Mm-hmm. I'm very comfortable with Anthony Davis taking almost any shot. In fact, he's hit 6 fourth-quarter three-pointers going into this one. I'm very comfortable with Austin Reeves. I'm even comfortable with D'Angelo Russell or Rui Hachimura. Like, the offense wasn't the problem yesterday. It was a combination of the defense, including on that last play when Franz Wagner hit the three, and just simply the missed free throws. If you miss 6 free throws in the fourth quarter and 4 in the final minute, that will lose you a basketball game. So, like, that's my main takeaway, Cappy. But you're not wrong. Like, you can dissect plays, and I'm sure, as JJ Redick said, he went straight into the basement of his house with the lights off to torture himself watching the film of that one because that's a tough L to take.
He went into Aaron Rodgers mode.
Yeah.
I mean, he started talking about having to go into the darkness to watch that game last night.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I guess for me, there was a point in probably midway through the fourth quarter, maybe about 4 minutes or so to go. LeBron hit 2, maybe it was 3, long range, like nearby the logo kind of 3-point shots, right? And in that moment, I thought, okay, the momentum is all on the Lakers side. It was a back and forth kind of a game. It was a close game. But you can't lose to this team at home. And by the way, I'm not trying to take anything away from Orlando because if I'm being honest about it, through their first 16 games of the season, last night's the first time I've seen these guys play. But on paper, without having their best player, theoretically Banchero, and him not being available, and you're home, and you're unbeaten at home, and even 2 days earlier when Brian Windhorst was in the studio, he's
your
like,
friend.
My BFF,
yeah,
frankly.
Good friend. Yeah.
He was saying, listen, when you play a team like Utah, you can't lose that game because the West is too competitive. You have to win this game against a team like Utah. To me, no matter how much you're going to tell me, Orlando's a solid team, when their best player's not there and you're at home and they'd gotten beaten up the night before, to me, that's a game you're supposed to win, and they had that game won. They had it won.
Yeah, it is a game that you shoulda, coulda, woulda won. There's no doubt. Like, the Lakers are better, and I thought they played better. I thought they played well enough to win. That's why I'm kind of focusing on those free throws. But, Cappy, the only thing that I think softens the blow a little bit is that the Lakers had very much taken care of business to this point in the season. That's why they had gotten a record up to 10-4. The 2 times that they lost clutch games that they were very much in, it happened at Phoenix, where the Lakers were playing very well. This was the 4th game of the year. In fact, I think their first loss, the one that kicked off that first trip. And, Phoenix it was Durant and Booker hitting tough shots in the fourth quarter. To an extent, you tip your cap. Like, the Lakers played well enough to win. They didn't do it. In this case, yet you're not wrong. The Lakers are a better team than the Magic, given who was available and who wasn't, even though the Lakers are a little shorthanded in the front court. And I thought they played well enough to win. They basically had the game locked up, and then they missed the gimmies that you sort of count on. The one thing that I'll punch back a little bit on, though, with Orlando, and I think this is part of where the Lakers can continue to grow as the season goes on and where they're missing a couple of key pieces, Jared Vanderbilt being one of them. When you get the super physical type of teams that Orlando represents, and it's Jalen Suggs in the perimeter, it's Wagner, it's Jonathan Isaac, it's Batadze, it's Wendell Carter when he's healthy, they really get into you physically, and I think that is a place on the perimeter where the Lakers aren't quite as big and as physical as some other teams, and I thought that had an effect on some of the Laker players. So that to me is part of the strength of what Orlando does and why they're able to win a lot of games and why they're either 3rd or 4th in the East right now. So I do think that that's a good team, and the particular recipe they play with there are some vulnerabilities on the Lakers side, and it wouldn't have mattered if they hit their free throws.
Yeah, I mean, listen, for me, I cannot believe that a guy like Anthony Davis, who had the sort of performance that he had last night, where everybody's talking about how great he is, everybody's talking about him being an MVP. I'm like, guys, honestly, we're not even 20 games into the season. Why is there so much obsession about who's going to be the MVP? I never quite understand that. But nonetheless, I mean, he choked. I mean, I hate to say it like that. I mean, I really do. I'm not trying to knock the guy, but it's just true. Like, in crunch time, when you're a big-time superstar, when you're a guy that's gotten off to the kind of start to the season that he's gotten off to, you have to make those free throws.
I think there's nobody more upset about those free throws than AD. And I've seen him after a game like this. There have been times where he's missed a key free throw before. He's an excellent free throw shooter, but he's not Steph Curry. He is going to miss some once in a while. And AD has this massive load to carry throughout a game. He had 39 points. He had a number of highlight blocks. He's everywhere. He's rebounding. He's doing everything. And sometimes I think in the fourth quarter, when you've put that much in on both ends, it's not just the physical toll of the legs. I do think that having to carry all of that mentally impacts it. But, Cappy, I'm not going to back away from it. Neither would Anthony Davis. He's got to hit those free throws or at least split them. Okay, you got to at least split those last two so that you can't lose on a final three. And he would not argue with that. He certainly holds himself to the standard of needing to make those clutch free throws. So it's tough. It's a tough loss to take.
Yep, it is a tough loss to take.
Can I just say, though, at some point, yes, the Lakers should have capitalized and knocked down those free throws at the end. But when you let a team who did not have their star player in Paolo Banchero and who was missing key role players, as he said, Wendell Carter and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, you can't let a team like the Magic just hang around. They're just chipping away every single quarter, and the Lakers got up to an 8-point lead. But when you let a team like that just hang around, eventually it's going to bite you, in the butt.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. But what I will pose as a counter to that, that's the NBA. Right, that's why the Lakers had a 6-game winning streak. That was the longest in the NBA because every night a team that is a little bit worse than the team that they're playing just hangs in there for one reason or the other. The reason the Magic hang in games because they're super physical and they get into the Lakers guards. Look at Austin Reeves. That was his worst game of the year. And Jalen Suggs gets some credit for that. He was in his jersey, picking up 94 feet and then hitting threes on the other end. So I that is the type of matchup. There are a couple other teams that I will posit. I think Houston is a similarly tough team for the Lakers this year because they are super physical, super athletic, and that's a vulnerability. I think, especially until Vanderbilt gets back. So neither one of you are wrong. These are reasons why you lose a game like that. But I do give a little grace just because if you watch League Pass as an insider like Cappy will, you see this happen all the time, and it's going to happen again tonight. Cappy, I could pull up the list of who's playing tonight, and we can look at it and be like, yeah, this team should win, this team should win, this team should win, and several of them won't just because the other team gets some credit too.
Right, but I will just say this, and we're going to hit this break. D, I think you're exactly right. It's not just last night, the Lakers. It's any sport, any time where you're a team that's better, you're home, you're on a roll, and you're playing against a team that's wounded and is missing important pieces, and you just let them hang around enough that they can actually sting you at the very end. And then, by the way, throw into the last part of it, which is you help them by missing free throws. All right, we'll keep it going. Sedano will jump in. Mike Trudell is in for Sedano for now. Sedano will join us in a matter of moments. Before we get to this break, I want to tell everybody that Amazon Pickup can really, really be a great help for you, especially this time of the year. So first and foremost, when I talk about Amazon, we all know what Amazon is, right? Last night I was watching this insane Pittsburgh-Cleveland game through the snow. I was watching that on Amazon. Today, deliveries are showing up at the house of everything. Anything you need, you call Amazon, they deliver it. But an Amazon pickup allows you to send your orders to a secure pickup location that you can choose. So rather than the packages coming to your house or maybe your apartment, they go directly to the secure pickup location like an Amazon locker or a counter. And then you can pick up your packages when it's more convenient for you. When the package arrives, you're going to get a delivery confirmation email that notifies you, hey, your package is here. Here's the instructions on how to pick it up, where to pick it up, the whole deal. You already know that you've picked it yourself. So it's great for when you're out and about. Now, this time of year, as we're just getting ready, Thanksgiving this upcoming Thursday, then you know what's going to happen. All hell's going to break loose in your life, right? You're going to be going to work parties. You're going to be out shopping. You're going to be going to dinners. You're going to have all kinds of stuff going on, and that's what now makes this Amazon pickup so much easier for you. The holidays are here, and Amazon Pickup is a great option for when you're not planning on being home when your packages are going to be delivered. So it's a secure and convenient delivery solution to pick up your Amazon packages at no additional cost. Go to Amazon.com/pickupMVP. That's Amazon.com/pickupMVP to learn more.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Insurance claim. Those two words used to instantly manifest a pit in my stomach. In fact, I get flashbacks of being lowballed and made to feel like a criminal. And of course, just being ignored. No insurance company is in a rush to fairly compensate clients, even though they unabashedly take our money every year. All of that's behind me now, and I'm never going back thanks to Avner Gatt. Dealing with insurance companies is all they do. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional licensed public insurance adjusters in California, and many of these people used to work for insurance companies. The team at Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle your claim. You also have some Avner Gatt adjusters with experience in handling hazardous materials, where asbestos and lead testing was their profession. Some of them used to work at law firms handling bad faith claims. Trust me, they know how to deal with any insurance claim dispute. Avner Gatt covers all of Southern California with a real passion for helping people, which becomes all the more obvious when you realize Avner and his family are still the ones answering the phones. So whatever unfortunate occurrence led you to the insurance claim and subsequent abusive relationship, being lowballed, ignored, judged, know that Avner has your back. And if somehow I still haven't convinced you, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. Call today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256 and online at avnergatt.com.
Inspired by Southern California's laid-back yet active lifestyle, Travis Mathew creates premium men's and women's apparel designed to make you look and feel your best no matter the activity. Now, Travis Mathew brings that same style to USC fans with their first ever collegiate collaboration. Designed with the iconic Cardinal and Gold, this collection carries the tradition and legacy of USC. Gear up for game days in style. New customers get 20% off their first order with code 710 at travismathew.com. That's code 710. Offer valid online only.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. I have teamed up with Travis and DeMarco to tell you about personal injury attorney Joseph S. Normand and his all-star legal team.
We've been talking about the law office of Joseph S. Normand for months, and they've helped listeners achieve maximum compensation that they deserve in an accident.
Getting into an accident can be scary and frustrating dealing with insurance companies. Let the Normand All-Star team handle it for you. Visit normandlegal.com or 213-747-2000.
The law offices of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000.
FX's English teacher.
Every single one of these essays is so bad.
An F? What is this?
With grades like this, I'm gonna have to hit the corner, sir.
From executive producers of What We Do in the Shadows.
Who's running the school? Is it us or is it them?
Them.
Go sit next to Tiffany.
She told me it was offensive to learn Mandarin because you're not Japanese.
FX's English teacher is now streaming on Hulu. All new Mondays on FX.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
And it is Sedano and Cap Friday afternoon. Today is Go for a Ride Day. I like to go for a ride with Cappy all the time, huh? And on this day, in 1975, the #1 hit, Casey and the Sunshine Band, That's the Way I Like It. Sedano and Cap continues your Friday afternoon right now.
The way, I like it. Yes. I like it. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Mike Trudell. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Mike Trudell's in for Sedano.
You're such a good solo artist, Cappy, that I don't know how much to sing with
Oh, no,
you.
no. Let's harmonize together,
Well,
dude.
Here's the thing is that my
Yeah.
voice has not been great the last couple of weeks. I've been kind of fighting this illness, and I'm
Yeah.
a little worried that I gave it to you.
Okay, so let me ask you a question here. When did you start feeling this way? Because honestly, Tuesday when you were in studio and I was there with you, was it Tuesday or was it Wednesday? Either way, I just don't, or maybe it was last week. I just don't feel like I knew that you were sick at all.
The first, it's kind of it's come and gone a little bit. And, you know, the first trip that we went on, that long trip, the 11-day trip that was when, like, coming off of that, I feel like half of the plane was sick. But it wasn't, I went to, just because my wife made me, but I went to test and was like, okay, it's not COVID, it's not the flu, it's not strep. So just a cold, but I can't seem to kick it. So it's been a good while. But when I was in here with you, I felt like that was in my good period.
Oh, okay.
But I wonder if it makes you feel better to have somebody to blame. I'm happy to carry that burden.
You know, to be honest with you, I hate when other people blame me for getting them sick. Because you don't really have any proof or evidence. So I'm not going to do that to you, man. I'm not going to do that to you.
You know what? This is one of the reasons why I like you.
Yeah, I just don't like that.
Do you think, how does Sedano blame you if you come in and he has a cough the next week?
He would definitely blame me 100%. Yeah. Plus, he'd also be like, dude, you know you can't be near me when you have a cold because, bro, I got to go do a game. You know, like he would totally put it all over me. You know?
Wow. So he's putting himself before you then.
Well, no, I think we're very considerate. I think we try not to show up and be near each other should we have some germs. Listen, you can probably hear it in me. I got it now. And I'm trying everything, dude. I got this, like, water that I shoot up my nose. I got Flonase that I'm putting up my nose.
Okay, just tell me, the water that you shoot up your nose, my doctor recommended this a couple years ago, and it sounded...
No, it's great.
It sounded like something that I wouldn't feel like doing. How do you actually do it?
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You're going to do like a physical demonstration?
No, I do. I want to see.
No. I don't think
Mike,
anyone wants to see that.
Mike, can you see me?
No.
You're on delay, but I'll see it eventually.
But here's the deal.
Don't do it.
I got this product here. It's called Neilmed.
Oh, jeez.
And it's a nasal mist, right? And it's extra strength, oh, by the way. And what you do is you take it, you stick it up your beak, right? And then you sniff it real hard, and then all this water goes into your nose, and it's pretty good. And it's like this, almost like an aerosol can. And so, it's pretty powerful. Here, Mike, watch this. You ready?
Okay, yeah,
All right,
I'm watching
here, watch
now.
this, watch this. Oh, ooh. All right, that was my right nostril. Hold on, here comes the left.
How do you prep? So there's nothing that you don't have to prep. You don't have to, like, heat up a...
No.
Okay.
Not a neti pot situation.
Yeah,
not a neti pot.
Is it
not
similar
a neti pot.
to the neti pot? Because somebody had recommended the neti pot to me, but it was intimidating to me, the
same.
stuff that went into it.
Same. I went to CVS yesterday because somebody told me you need a neti pot, right?
Yeah.
So I go, I don't even know what a neti pot is. I know what pot is, but I didn't know what a neti pot was, right? So I go to CVS. I ask the pharmacist, I go, yo, let me see one of these neti pots. So she says to me, she goes, right over here, aisle 21, go down and look at the bottom.
Right.
I go down and look. I'm like, wait a second. I got to pour water in. I got to take the thing. I got to sniff
like a lot.
it. I was just like, it was intimidated was the word.
Yeah. That's
I
how
couldn't
felt.
do it. Yeah, so I'm out.
Cappy, what you need is a Neilmed. You don't need the neti pot.
That's
George,
what he has. He just
George,
did a
I've got a
demonstration
Neilmed.
live.
George, I just did a live physical demonstration on the air of a Neilmed.
Will you text this to me, the link to it?
Neilmed is super easy. You know, I use it regularly. Like, I don't just, like, use it when I'm sick. I use it every day. And you have to change out the bottle every 3 months because of sterilization. But, yeah, like, it helps in a big way. I haven't had a quote-unquote cold all football season. What? And, you know, I'm on a plane every godforsaken week.
Okay. One of you send me the link to this.
I am going to send it to you right now.
Neilmed. Just Google it.
If it's in my text message chain, then I'll definitely act on it. If I have to Google it, you know, no, I might not get the right thing. Yeah.
Well, Cappy, I did catch up on my Twitter just a second ago, and people were saying that you would have missed one free throw apparently last night. I was told.
Well, I mean, listen, all I can say is that I felt like Anthony Davis had this brilliant game. And by the way, listen, it's not just Anthony Davis. It's Austin Reeves. It's LeBron. I really don't know what it is. Like, when you get late into games, like, why these guys miss free throws so late. I look at these guys and I'm like, these guys
Well,
are
they're tired,
ultra athletes.
number one.
I'll go
They're
with
tired.
that. Okay, tired is fine, but come on, you got to hit clutch free throws when you're Anthony Davis.
How many would you hit? Well, listen, you I'm not even, this is not a joke. Like, you had to perform in very high leverage situations in college. How did you feel like, did you feel like you could have performed better? How did you feel like you were in those moments?
I felt like I was locked in and that I wanted it. Like, that's what you lived for. That's what you wanted. You wanted to be in the game when the game was on the line. And that's what I wanted. And by the way, practiced it over and over and over again, as I'm sure Anthony Davis has. You know? I mean, George, listen, Michael, I was in bed last night. I'm laying there in bed. The Lakers are up 4. There's 30 seconds to go. I start to doze off just a little bit. And I must have fallen asleep for about 30 seconds because when I woke up, the game was over. My phone was buzzing. George, I don't know what you had said, but you were like, I can't believe they just lost or something like that.
Yeah. I was watching it on my phone.
Yeah, I had to rewind it. I'm like, what happened? How did that happen? Terrible. That was a terrible loss last night, guys. I know we're going to say, hey, it's no big deal. It's one game. It's only game 15 or 16 of the season. It's not that big of a deal. To me, that was a very, very, very bad loss last night.
Not just very, but very, very.
Three
I mean, double very?
No,
I don't
triple.
know if I would go.
Triple.
No.
Triple very.
I would not go triple very.
Triple very.
Trudell, there's no way that's a triple very.
Well, I'm just understanding
he
the
does.
Cappy scale. I guess if this, does he always do this? Does he have a 1 very, a 2 very?
Cappy is very exaggerated, yes.
Okay. No, I thought this was any loss that is essentially won if you just do the things that you are expected to do, which would be hit late free throws, is a tough loss. But given the opponent, given the advantages that Orlando has from kind of a physicality, athleticism perspective, I was a little concerned about the matchup going into it. I thought the Lakers absolutely played well enough to win, so you can kind of blame it on the free throws. But like when we put that to LeBron after the game, he cited a couple of the other reasons that they lost. And let's be honest, as George has been hinting at, not even hinting, has been saying for a couple of weeks, the defense has not been great. You know, and it just hasn't been great.
What are you laughing at?
Well, they have the personnel.
Well, because eventually, Trudell was fighting me, but eventually it comes my way.
I was fighting you citing the defensive rating numbers as to why. Like
I wasn't saying
I know
that
why
it was only
I watched the game, but just the defensive rating part of it is the overrated element.
But I wasn't just citing defensive rating as the reason they were poor.
No, but
I was citing because they don't have good defenders,
and that's what I agreed with. And the defensive rating, any opportunity I get to when someone just sort of. This is like our text conversation. When somebody just cites the number, which George was doing to support his point. So it wasn't specifically arguing with George. The defensive personnel is not elite, but the offensive personnel is, and they scored enough. Like Orlando, who is one of the best defenses in the league, had to play a zone for half of the second half because they were carving up their man defense outside of essentially wherever Jalen Suggs was, because he was taking out various Laker guards. He's a terrific defensive player.
Great defensive player.
Yeah. Maybe the best perimeter defender in the league right now. Like he's certainly on that short list. So
and he's a guy that you want on your team if you want to win games, because not only does he do that, but I like him, Trudell, because he's a guy that was a star in college that has become I would call a role player plus, right? Like an excellent role player plus in the NBA on a good team.
Well, he was not hitting his 3 in the last couple of weeks heading into this game, but he found a way to hit his 3 against the Lakers, which, again, does tend to happen. People get up for the purple and gold. We know that that's a fact. Ooh. And that was impressive. But, yeah, he's a terrific player. I go back to watching him. I unfortunately didn't get to watch him a ton, but he played high school ball, Cappy, as you know, with Chet Holmgren in Minnesota.
Of course I know that.
So, and that was a fun team. Like I used to play against. There's a private school called Minnehaha Academy that I used to play against in high school back in the day, and you can imagine they didn't lose a lot of games with the two of them playing together. And he's just a terrific player.
Mike, they also say the officials get up for the purple and gold too, since they have nearly double the amount of free throws than most teams in the NBA. So there's that.
Well, now George is trying to poke me.
Yes, he is, and doing a good job.
I'm just going to
get him, George. Get him.
The Magic actually had taken the same number of free throws in the first half. I felt, Cappy. I don't know if you felt this way. I felt that the officials were letting Orlando be very physical, and it was frustrating Reeves and LeBron specifically. So sometimes I think with that notion out there, the Lakers shoot a ton of free throws. Sometimes the refs can try not to play into that and maybe not reward the type of calls that the Lakers are expecting to get when either Reeves or Russell or LeBron drives to the rim.
All right, let's keep this rolling. Sedano's in, Trudell is in. We're all back together again. And hey, let me just say this: you've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and my custody battle. I know that just sounded like a very strong and very hard left turn, but I was thinking about it today. I ran into a buddy of mine, and he was the guy that when I was as down and as out as I was embarrassed. Oh, my God, I'm getting divorced. I was so fearful. Oh, my God, what am I going to do about money? I was so worried. What's going to happen to my kids? You know those feelings, fellas. I've been there. I'm just here to tell you it will get better. I promise you that. But you got to have the right law firm that understands family law and is dedicated to getting you the justice you deserve so you can get the happiness that you want. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you. You've heard Mark Reel on the air with us when we were at Rams training camp earlier this summer. I've been out to Mark Reel's office. I'm going to Mark Reel's holiday party. This is a friend, okay? And this is a guy that you really can trust. So you got to have that expert. Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights, they are those experts. Call them, 323-870-1611, 323-870-1611. Here's their website, Real, R-E-E-L, realfathersrights.com/710, realfathersrights.com/710. Let's get real with Real Fathers Rights, the Fathers' Rights attorneys.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
Next Gen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. For just $14.99 a month, enjoy year-round coverage for all your plumbing, heating, and AC needs. No unexpected timeouts, just total peace of mind. As a Next Gen member, you get complimentary multi-point tune-ups, annual water heater flushes, plumbing safety inspections, and VIP 2-hour priority service. Don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXGEN today or visit nextgenaaronplumbing.com.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3NEXTGEN.
FX presents American Sports Story. Aaron Hernandez.
Football is all I got. Everything's okay when I'm playing ball.
You can't make mistakes, Aaron. People are watching you.
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Is there something that you want to tell me?
You don't know what kind of thoughts I have.
FX's American Sports Story. Aaron Hernandez. All new Tuesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game-changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
And it is Sedano and Cap here Friday afternoon. Happy birthday. Scarlett Johansson turns 40. Jamie Lee Curtis turns 66. And on this day in 1988, Paula Abdul released her iconic hit, Straight Up. Sedano and Cap continues. Friday afternoon right now.
Can I just say that I don't care that Jamie Lee Curtis is 66? I go out with Jamie Lee Curtis right now.
Well, you just like to feel like the younger one.
Well, that would be good, but I mean, if I'm being really, really raw.
She's beautiful.
She's gorgeous. I like the older ladies, And I've always had a thing for Jamie Lee Curtis.
Do you know what it reminds me of when you say that? Do you ever remember the movie Boomerang?
With Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trudell, are you too young for Boomerang?
think I probably saw it back in the day. Incidentally, not the biggest Jamie Lee Curtis person, but that's fine. More of her for Cappy.
Wait, why not? What's wrong with Jamie Lee Curtis?
Just not, you know.
She just doesn't do it for her.
Yeah, not at the top of my list.
Don't you remember her in Trading Places?
You know,
no, he's too young for that.
Well, no, too young.
So Michael in Ireland and the whole crew on the bus used to.
He's too young.
They expect that I've seen every movie ever, and they kept talking about Trading Places. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll watch it. So a couple years ago, I watched it, and I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was the funniest movie of all time, which is how they had billed it. So when the way that they described it made it seem like it was going to be that much funnier than anything else, which, for example, Caddyshack, which I had seen as a kid a ton, I think is a much funnier movie than Trading Places, but they made it seem like they were equal. So I was I'm out on the way that Trading Places was described to me.
Okay, maybe that's your bias against Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's possible.
Yeah.
The reason I bring that up, Cappy, is because in the movie Boomerang, if you remember with Eddie Murphy, they are there's a scene in the movie where he meets up with Eartha Kitt in the movie.
Right.
And her name, I forget what the name of her character is. His name is Marcus. Her name is, God, I don't remember what her name is. Anyway, Lady Jacqueline, maybe was something her name. And so she was like this old designer type lady, because that's the world he lived in. He lived in advertising, design, perfume, all that world, right?
Okay.
And she was like old.
Lady Eloise,
thank you. And Lady Eloise was trying to, shack up with Marcus, and he ended up shacking up with her in the movie. So I feel like that's what I think of when I hear you say that. Like, you're Marcus, and you're looking for your Lady Eloise.
Always had a thing for the older ladies. What can I tell you? I don't know. It's just been my thing. Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm into you. George, I was saying to Mike Trudell that beyond just the missed free throws at the end of the game last night, one of the things that really bothered me about the way the Lakers lost was the last play. And I got it. There's 2.5 seconds. You're just taking a chance. Somebody might knock one down. But I thought to myself, there's no way that J.J. Redick sat there in the huddle with a whiteboard and drew up a play, and they were like, hey, LeBron, you stand in the paint and act like you're not even part of the play. And, hey, D'Lo, you stay up here. And, Dalton, you go over there and you don't even come and be a part of this. And then, AD, we're going to find a way to get you the ball, and then you just fire one up.
Well, LeBron actually said a back pick for AD, so I assume that the back pick was made for Anthony Davis to catch the ball in the paint. So that was all he has to do is go up, just get it and go up.
Right.
Disagree. You'll have to excuse me.
What do you think was the play they drew up, Cap?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is I find it very hard to believe that was the play that was drawn up. I'm wondering if it was like, hey, look, it's desperation time. Can't get the ball in, can't find anybody, getting the ball to AD.
Try to explain to Cap. There's 3 options on the play, and then Orlando.
Yeah, they're triggers. They're different triggers. Yeah.
So, D, what do you think happened? I mean, I
think he told you already.
Well, yeah, but LeBron is standing there.
Option was taken away. Orlando did a good job of switching it.
Right.
And so when LeBron set that back pick, their initial read was that back pick, so they took that away. So obviously, when you take that away, the second and third options were taken away. So they gave it to Anthony Davis. That's why he just threw it up.
All right. So when you say that LeBron had a back pick for AD, okay, I'm watching the play over and over again. Why don't you tell me exactly what I should be looking at, Mr. Ball?
I'm telling you.
Okay, go ahead, tell me. It's fine. Listen, hey guys.
Well, I think what he's trying to tell you is, DeAndre, can you explain to him what a back pick
right?
actually
Because
is?
DeAndre, listen, let me explain something to you real quick.
Wait, do the demonstration too, like you do in the
maybe
Lakers
you want to
Talk
stand
Daily.
up and tell us. You want to show it to us. Listen, I didn't play high school basketball. Okay, I was busy playing ball. I was playing football. Okay, and I didn't play college basketball. And when we throw around these phrases like
Cappy,
back pick,
Cappy, hold on though. What did you do with during the rest of practice? After you kicked your 20 field goal,
then I sat around and criticized everybody on the team.
That's what I'm saying. Couldn't you have watched some basketball or just shot around the way or something when they were running the 2-minute drill?
No, listen.
Couldn't you have practiced your basketball?
This is exactly how you get into this industry when you're a kicker. Is you sit at practice, you watch everybody, and you just criticize. And you're like, this guy sucks. This guy's no good. This guy's pretty good. I kind of like this guy. This guy terrible. That's how you get into it. Is you just sit there as a kicker and you just pick away at everybody. D, I'm watching the play over and over again. So here's what's going on. Anthony Davis is running down by the baseline.
Correct.
LeBron does have his hands on 35. I can't tell you who that is right now. Okay. The ball is attempted to be inbounded. Okay. I think it's Reeves who has the ball. Right. Connect is up top at the logo. D'Angelo is also, he's up top outside of the 3-point line. So I'm going to watch it again. You explain it for all of us who are non-high school / college basketball players and don't know everything that you know for someone of your resume. Go ahead.
So when Osprey's taking the ball out,
okay,
LeBron essentially is on the block, and Anthony Davis is on the opposite side of him. So knowing that the Lakers are only down by 1 point, you want to just get a quick bucket and just get it where Anthony Davis has it in place where he catches it, and all he has to do is go up. So what they did is that when LeBron came, he was supposed to set a screen. So screen Anthony Davis's man. The Magic did a good job. What we call he switches it. So Jonathan Isaac was guarding LeBron, and then when LeBron came and set that back pick, the Orlando Magic did a good job of switching it and bumping Anthony Davis out and moving him to the perimeter. That way he can't catch it and just go straight up. He had to take a contested jump shot.
Okay, and do you think that was a good play? I mean, do you think it was the right guy to have the ball in his hands?
I think it's smart when you're only down by 1. You don't want to shoot it. You don't want to shoot a contested 3-pointer or have to take a 1-dribble pull-up. You want to get it to a position where all you have to do is get an easy layup or try to get something close to the rim.
How close was he to the rim?
I mean, he wasn't close because he got bumped off.
Right. See, you don't know what you're talking about now. You don't know.
Well, somebody doesn't know what they're talking about.
Right. I think it's D. That's my opinion. I mean, I'm just watching the play over and over
George,
again. I don't know.
George, what I was telling Cappy, which was the play where the execution definitely wasn't what the Lakers wanted, because J.J. Redick told us so, was Wagner getting a clean enough look at a go-ahead 3 when the Magic were down 2. Right, that's not how you want to execute in that situation. You want to either force them to go past the 3-point line, whether it's by a trap or by AD rejecting the screen or something. But you don't want them to have the chance to go up 1 when you have a 2-point lead in the final on that final possession.
George, thoughts, feedback, feelings, emotions?
Yeah, listen. I mean, look, Cappy, you make it seem like this is really easy. Like the other team doesn't scout actions and the other team isn't prepared for what team's tendencies are, or like the other team gets paid too. Like you're only watching this through a Lakers prism, and yeah, perhaps they didn't execute properly either, but also the other team did a good job, to Dee's point.
Yeah, there's our times where coaches say, we played really well, we played really hard, but you got to give credit to the other team. Sometimes
you tip your cap to the other team. That happens.
Orlando has some of the best personnel in the league for a half-court defensive play
Correct.
like that. And Jonathan Isaac is, outside of Anthony Davis, he might be the next guy that I want because he can switch everything. You saw him reject LeBron at the rim at one point. So they've gotten Suggs on the perimeter. So what you don't want to do, though, you don't have to be in that situation if you just make 50% of your free throws down the stretch, right? LeBron and AD combined to go 0 for 4 in the final minute, and that's one of the reasons why both of them were upset about it.
By the way, I love that we can have these conversations, because I do think that, well, it's easy because the audience in the circle of trust will give Cappy grief over this. I think what we're doing here is we're giving Cappy a master's degree in basketball right now, that between the 3 people, but particularly DeAndre and his having actually played it at a fairly high level. Michael, who's as close to this team as possible, and then I'm just here to have air support. Cappy, you're getting a master's degree in basketball right now.
I got news for you. It's not just me. It's everybody else who's in the same boat that I'm in.
Cappy.
I'm in the same boat as you, Cappy.
Yeah, so's a lot of people.
I would like to get my master's in some other things, Cappy. Can you teach me something?
Oh, I can teach you a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like what?
Well, I mean, we could talk about that off air, and we could decide what it is you want to do. Like, we can start to create like a list of 10 things that I could teach you, and then when we're done, we'll just go one by one by one.
I'm excited to hear. George, what has Cappy taught you since you started doing the show with him?
Good question.
What's that, Cappy?
Good question.
Cappy's taught me basically that's a good question, actually. That's Cappy taught me.
He's taught the whole show how to get aggregated.
Oh, that's true.
No question.
That's
Cappy
true.
is a master aggregator.
Right.
Oh, okay.
While everybody else wants to not be aggregated, I'm pro-aggregation.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's very aggregatable.
Okay.
Right.
That's a valuable skill.
Cappy has taught me don't take no for an answer.
That's right.
Like, Cappy doesn't take no. Like,
Never.
he will push and push and push, sometimes to the point where you got to just push back and be like, yo, mother bleeper, relax.
Right.
Also, another key Cappy point of life, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Great job, Lindsay.
And
Baseball.
always pack extra underpants.
Hey.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
That's a really good one. Mike, I'm going to teach you that one. That's one you should know.
Always pack extra underpants.
Always pack an extra pair of underpants, and they should always be black.
I'm just typing up these notes.
Hey, while you're doing that, let me tell everybody that it is time to celebrate the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event, and my people at Ocean Subaru in Fullerton are here to help you out. Subaru's annual Share the Love event, we're now going into our 17th year. Can you believe it? Last year, we were in like the $250 million raised range. This year, we're going to get up to $320 million in donations to local charities. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton is now working with the Women's Club of Fullerton. That is our local charity during this meaningful Share the Love event. Now, Share the Love, we have national partners, ASPCA, Make-A-Wish, Meals on Wheels, the National Park Foundation. And what does this mean? For every new car bought or leased, now through January 2nd, Subaru will donate $250 per car to one of the participating charities. And in the case of Ocean Subaru, we are working with the Women's Club of Fullerton. Subaru is way more than a car company. It's a really cool and really meaningful event that we put on every year, and it just gives you another reason to want to buy a Subaru, and that is to share the love. Ocean Subaru, conveniently located at 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Here's their website, oceansubaruoc.com. That's oceansubaruoc.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They make you smile at every mile.
Martin Lawrence, the Y'all Know What It Is tour.
You know you gaining weight when you walk and you feel like somebody following you.
Friday, December 6th at Crypto.com Arena. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com.
Hey, Cappy, we got to talk about Prize Picks. You got me into this. I love it. I play it every single night in almost every single sport. And for those of you listening out there, it's very simple. There is a stat line for a particular player in one of those sports, and it's as simple as more or less. You pick more, you pick less on that stat line. You win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. And it's the best way to get sports action in over 30 states, including right here in California.
So here's what you do. You download the Prize Picks app. You use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. You get that $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. And right now, with baseball, football, basketball, soccer, and hockey going, now is a great time to play Prize Picks, George.
And again, Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. You can join over 10 million users and sign up today. Man, it's amazing. You can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes once you win.
And you're going to win. And by the way, if you don't win, don't blame me, okay? Because you're better at it than I am. Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY. Make that $5 play. Get that $50 bonus. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Since 1949, Norm's has been serving up great food and great value. Celebrate 75 years with our anniversary menu starting at $7.99. Enjoy delicious classics like the country sausage biscuit breakfast, double cut pork chop dinner, and T-bone steak trio. Norm's, where life happens.
Hey guys, it's Cap, and if you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a great cash offer with no need for repairs. They buy it as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close within days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving costs and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz.
All right, so Cappy, it's a good thing that you're traveling out of the country because us Californians are going to be experiencing some severe winter weather over the next couple of days.
Oh, really?
More so rain in this area, but like the rest of the country is going to get a ton of snow. They're saying impactful and for some dangerous weather conditions are going to continue through the early weekend. 2 separate storm systems to impact literally the entire country. But here in California, they're going to have an atmospheric river bringing heavy rain and life-threatening flooding to northern portions of the state. So hopefully George doesn't get, washed away in the rain while he's up there in Berkeley. And we're going to see a decent amount of rain down here in Southern California this weekend. So you're going to miss it.
Yeah, looking forward to missing it. What did you call it? There was a name for the storm that you called it. A what? Atmospheric river?
Yes.
I remember 2 years ago we had a lot of atmospheric rivers, man. I was schlepping back and forth between downtown L.A. and South L.A., fighting the rain, the traffic, and craziness going on, people hydroplaning and crashing. Oh, dude. George, you expecting to get bad weather up there this weekend for Cal Stanford?
They've been having bad weather. Remember, Lindsay sent us the thing. They had the bomb cyclone here in the Pacific Northwest, which also struck Northern California. It has not stopped raining since like Tuesday or something like that. And today the rain was actually like really coming down because you're getting like the back end of the storm that's already passed. And it's been miserable all day. But at least according to local reports, it says it'll be done in the morning and we should have sunshine for the game tomorrow, which will be good. But yeah, it's not been a fun experience up here for the last whatever amount of hours I've been here.
Kathy, do you have a layover?
I do have a layover. I am flying from LAX to Houston and Houston to Amsterdam.
Oh, so Houston? Oh, you should be all right.
Yeah, you'd be all right?
It said it'll be mostly like the Pacific Northwest and then like the Great Lakes area and like Central Appalachian. So you should be fine.
All right.
You should be fine.
Okay. There you go, Georgie. That's what you need to know.
Yeah, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
Hey, by the way, side note, since we've been talking about the Lakers and what happened last night against Orlando, it turned out to be a really good sports night. Little did I know, because I really did not intend to watch the Steelers and the Browns. But did you guys catch any of that massive, crazy-ass snowstorm that happened in Cleveland?
Of course.
Well, I know you
did.
I mean,
I saw it while I was, flying yesterday, and I was walking through the airport and all that.
Yeah. Caught a little bit of it during the pregame. It looked a little gnarly. How did the Browns actually win that game, Cappy?
Because they actually played pretty well. And if you want, I can play Jameis's description of what it was like. That was the first time he's ever played in the snow. He's never played in the snow before. And so he was like really excited about it before the game. And then he described it afterwards. And I'm going to play it because I think it's very funny.
That fourth quarter, it really was like it was a whole paradigm shift. Like we were playing so well offensively, and then bang, bang, back-to-back drives with turnovers. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is really an NFL's filmed moment. The snow starts pouring down. It starts getting like I felt like my feet started getting heavy because I'm squishing through the snow. And man, it was so good, and it was so great to end up getting that win.
Dude, it was great TV. I swear to you guys, I know you, George, you said you were walking through the airport. Mike, you were getting ready for the game last night, the Laker game. It was such amazing TV.
It was a great, yeah. With the
field
snow, it was
completely
awesome.
whited out. George, the snow was sticking so hard that it was all stuck in Mike Tomlin's beard.
Yes, he looked like Santa Claus.
Right.
It was so funny.
And if you were watching it, you'd be like, how are the hash marks visible? How are the every 5-yard line marks visible? And then the producers were doing such a great job of going, hey, here's what's happening at commercial breaks. They're shoveling the hash marks and they're shoveling the line marks. And then they actually went back and showed you, hey, like an hour ago, this was a beautiful green field. Then all of a sudden, now it's all white. I didn't even know it snowed like that in the country anymore. I thought with global warming, we didn't even get cold like that where it snows anymore.
You realize that global warming is just a phrase. It's
climate change.
Yeah, it's not really like a temperature thing.
No, actually, I don't realize that. What I thought global warming is I thought that you have the globe, or in this case, the actual Earth, right? And then the Earth is actually warmer.
Well,
now.
in the summer times, yes, it is warmer in the summers, which means the polar ice caps melt, which means that the sea rises. And that creates problems on a number of levels. But because you have those wild fluctuations in heat, you also have wild fluctuations in cold at different times.
And different areas are like in hemispheres and time zones and everything are not, an area that was traditionally got a lot of snow this time of year, whatever, it may be different.
Wait a second.
It all shifts. It all
I thought
changes.
global warming meant that the whole Earth is warmer today than it was 100 years ago or 200 years ago
Correct.
or 500 years ago. And therefore, because the Earth is warmer, you don't get as much snow as you used to get. You don't get as freezing cold temperatures as you used to get. That's not what global warming is?
It has to do with, the Earth in general is warmer, but the way that precipitation works is that when you have precipitation, it's because the water gets evaporated up into the clouds. And so if things are melting and it's creating more water, then more water is then evaporating into the air, and you actually would get more snow.
Correct.
Okay.
I love, by the way, Lindsay explained that, because it was money, and it felt like she was really teaching you like a lesson out of a lesson plan.
Hey, this is one of those times where those documentaries come in handy.
No, but I feel like Mike Trudell has something on global warming. That's what I feel like.
Mike is as smart a guy as you'll come across. He went to Northwestern for a reason.
I feel like he's leaning back right now saying, at the right time, I'm going to school everybody.
Although the correct term now is climate change, Kathy.
It is climate change. Yes.
Oh, really? Is that the politically correct way of saying?
No, it's not politically correct. It's just that
scientifically correct.
Right.
Okay.
We just change. Somebody created global warming because they used to call it the greenhouse effect, when in essence it's a lot simpler to call it climate change because it actually then covers the entire climate all year round.
All right, come on, Mike.
Wait, really quick. Want to hear what Jameis said about it?
Yeah.
When I woke up this morning and I FaceTimed my wife and my boys were going to school, my baby was eating the snow. So I was like, man, it would be wonderful to eat the snow. And we got this win, so I'm definitely going to eat some snow today.
I mean, Cappy, here's the thing about my mindset coming into this show, and as we talked about in the last segment, I just want to learn from you. Okay, so you're asking me. You told me you were going to teach me about all these different topics, but now Lindsay and George are schooling you on global warming and climate change and the evolution of the cycle of climate and what that means from the what happens from Greenland and the ice caps melting and all of that. And I'm here though. That's me not wanting to teach you. I want you to school me on things today.
Well, let me explain something to you.
How about this? What he gave you, that NeilMed he's using, don't use that. Use the one I sent you. Because that thing is just a little mist. You need like the full water irrigation through your nose that I sent you.
You sent me two different things, and my first thought after looking at both of them was to go with George's.
Okay, well, I want to just tell you something right now. I've taught you the most important thing you'll ever hear today. Okay. I've already taught it to you. Carry an extra pair of underpants at all times, and they should always be black. That's it. That's all you need to know. Trust me, that is a lesson for life, and you can pass that on to your kids.
Okay. I'm going to write that down.
All right,
actually,
please.
Gappy, I'm sending you the right one, the NeilMed Sinus Rinse.
Okay,
that's the one you got to use.
Wait a second, hold on. I got the NeilMed Sinus Rinse right here.
No, is it that little green bottle you put?
No, the green bottle is like the one that I've been using, but I got the other one, the one with the doctor whatever his name is on the front. Trust the #1 physician recommended brand, NeilMed Sinus Rinse. It's got these
that little
packets.
clear bottle with the black cap.
Yeah. I got them. I'm holding it up on YouTube right now. I got it.
Okay.
I just am afraid to use it.
Why are you afraid?
Listen, George, I'm the same guy that bought a new computer, and the computer sat in the box, which sat in the bag, for like 6 weeks. And my kids were like, Dad, why don't you use that new computer? I'm like, I'm afraid to use it. They're like, what are you afraid about? I'm like, I'm going to have to take it out. I'm going to have to set it up. I'm going to have to go through the process. I'm going to have to get it online. Like,
Trust
these are
the process.
Things, I don't know. Isn't there like a
it's
process?
Just like an iPhone where you literally like there's like a barcode that you or code that you like scan and it backs it up based on like your old it's just like replicates it.
Well, I have a little fear of technology, as you guys know.
By the way, am I going to get Cappy's picks for who's going to win the football games this weekend? Is that part of it?
Yeah, we all do the picks. Yeah, you want to play some picks too?
I mean, yeah. I
right.
do. Do you do it by spread or do you just do winners?
So we do it by spread, and to add an extra element of intrigue, we assign a confidence vote to it. So there are 5 games, and the game you're most confident in picking against the spread, you assign the number 5. The game you are least confident in, you assign a 1, and so on and so forth in between.
How about this? How about I just decide which one of you has the better picks?
I mean, you can do that if you want.
There's actual data around that already.
You can you can commentate as we go along if you don't want to make the pick.
Lindsay will tell you the season standings if you like.
So what I do a pigskin pick'em with some of my buddies. Shout out to Chris Hayrie and so, but that one is just winner straight up. So it's not it's easier, right? You don't have to incorporate the lines. But I can pull up the lines if you guys would.
I know Chris Hayrie. I used to work with him at NFL Network.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, you know who are great guys too? The guys at Tequila Mandala. Those guys are awesome. Yeah. And by the way, you can get in on some Tequila Mandala too. Award-winning artisanal small batch premium sippy tequila founded by a couple of guys just like you. Not you, Cappy, but Eastside Cappy. One from Jalisco, Mexico. The other one born and raised in SoCal. Down and Downey with a vision to create a sippy tequila meant for sharing with friends and loved ones. You've heard us talk about it. You've seen us post about it. Those beautiful hand-painted round ceramic bottles, but nothing like the nectar of the gods inside. Have you tried Tequila Mandala yet? Well, what the hell are you waiting for? The Blanco, the Reposado, the Añejo, the Extra Añejo. Elevate your tequila game today and make sure Tequila Mandala is with you at your next occasion. Holiday party. I mean, those are coming up next week, as a matter of fact. Anniversary, birthday, the carne asada. Celebrate with Tequila Mandala today and follow their journey on their social channels with Tequila Mandala. Available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. This season, keep your holiday gifts a surprise when you choose to pick up from Amazon Locker or Counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to Amazon.com/PickupMVP. That's Amazon.com/PickupMVP.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
You never expect a game-ending double play, walk-off grand slam in the World Series, or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Travis with DeMarco and Evan Cohen.
Only one all-star team you can call to pinch hit for you, the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call this number, 213-747-2000.
Don't get struck out by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation that you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team hit it out of the park for you.
Next Gen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. Right now, ESPN LA listeners can book a drain cleaning for just $88. That's right, just $88, and you can keep your plumbing in top shape and ensure your game day ready. So don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN today to take advantage of this limited time offer. That's 833-3-NEXGEN or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com to schedule your $88 drain cleaning appointment today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Why do we love SEC football? Because no matter the venue or the rivalry, it's the ultimate hang. Fans of every flavor, good-natured trash talk with a side of andouille. Yes! But according to Johnsonville and the Harris poll, 71% of Americans hang out less than they used to. Why? Could it be that rivalries off the field are tearing us apart? Is it crazy to think a sausage-fueled tailgate party could unite us all? Can't hurt. Keep it juicy out there. Johnsonville, official sausage of the SEC.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. Black Friday starts now. Trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for Watch and Tab. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
And it is Sedano and Cap your Friday afternoon. So, by the way, today at 5:30 p.m., special edition of LAFC Plus, the LAFC podcast with Mario Ruiz. Hey, it's LAFC. And Dave Denholm getting you ready for the Western Conference semifinal tomorrow night at BMO, between LAFC and Seattle. Tomorrow, November 23rd, she'll turn 32 years old. Happy birthday, Miley Cyrus. Sedano and Cap continues your Friday afternoon right now.
Freaking love Miley Cyrus.
I literally just said the same thing.
I love her.
Literally. She's great.
I love Miley Cyrus. What's your favorite Miley Cyrus song?
Probably this
Malibu.
one, actually.
Oh, for me, it's Party in the USA. Yeah. See, Mike Trudell. Me and Mike Trudell on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Malibu's good.
She won a
Party in
Grammy
the
for this
USA.
song.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's a great song, but Party in the USA, you know.
Yeah, Cap, you throw that on in an arena, you know, you get people singing along. Yeah, Party in the USA.
When you got 3 daughters, Michael, like I do, that's one of those songs that you jam in the car and everybody goes crazy.
I believe that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Georgie,
Hey, real quick, I was
Yes,
looking
sir.
at the picks against the spread because during the break, just because we have to pick. Lindsay, the Packers line is no longer 3.5; it's 5.5.
yeah, you
ESPN
got
bet.
Brock Purdy's out now.
They must have just
Yeah,
changed.
Brock
Yeah,
Purdy's
I
out.
forgot.
Nick Bosa's out in this game. So, by the way, just as a side note on that game, presumably when you don't have your best defensive player and you don't have your quarterback, you're not positioned to win, okay?
Yeah.
So if you're the Rams, this game against Philadelphia this weekend becomes that much more important. You know, because if San Francisco is going to fall, hypothetically,
Right.
and let's just say Arizona beats Seattle. Well, if you're the Rams, you can't let Arizona get too far ahead. You actually need to hope that Seattle beats Arizona, and the Rams need to beat Philadelphia, and Green Bay needs to beat San Francisco. But if you're the Rams, George, Michael, this is such a monster game on Sunday night. If you're the Rams, if you want to be taken seriously, if you want to position yourself for the postseason to win the division, you got to win this game against Philadelphia on Sunday night. At which point I will say thoughts, feedback, feelings. Anybody?
I was waiting for George.
Yeah, no, listen, Cappy, it is easier said than done because the Eagles are playing very good football right now. But yeah, I think the Rams don't have a lot of wiggle room. I mean, their chances of making the playoffs are less than 1 in 5, I believe, at the moment.
Well, Lindsay has this in the rundown. Rams have a 21% chance
There you go.
of making the playoffs.
Close enough. Yeah.
And a 17% shot of winning the division. And then remaining schedule, right? So Eagles, Bills at home, at Niners, at Jets, Cardinals, and Seahawks. This is tough for me because I saw the Rams in person against the Vikings, and they looked like an excellent team. Then I watched the Rams and picked them to win last week, and they did not look as good. And I was trying to square this. Now, on the one hand, they were playing the Vikings on like 4 days rest. The Vikings had played a tough game against Detroit on Sunday that went down to the wire. And so I felt like as good as the Vikings are, they didn't play very well in that game. And so maybe in my head then that means that the Rams overachieved a little bit. They had just gotten Nakua back. They had just gotten Kupp back. Everybody was feeling good. And then they kind of came back down to earth last week. So I'm that 20%, like George, about a fifth of a chance to make the postseason. But it's a little tricky just to go game by game here, as you just mentioned, Cappy, with who's out for the Niners. Every week in the NFL now, it seems like 5 guys per team, key guys, are going to be out. So I almost like to look at this more from a week-by-week basis. And if they win this game, then all of a sudden it does, like that 20% is going to go up to what, 50%?
Well, the issue for the Rams is that, look, you're going to play Philadelphia, and Philadelphia is on, what is it, a 6-game win streak right now?
Correct.
Yeah. So you're playing against a very good Philadelphia team, okay? On the other hand, when you get done with Philadelphia, here's what you have left. At the Saints, very, very likely a winnable game. Then you play the Bills at home. That's going to be a very tough game. Winnable, perhaps, but likely, probably not. Then you're on the road at San Francisco. Again, Purdy will likely be back. Bosa will likely be back. Tough game, division game. Then you're at the Jets. Should be an easy win. And then you've got the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Point being, if you don't win this game against Philadelphia, you're going to have a very, very tough stretch to try and get into the postseason. The only 2 games that you would chalk up as like assumed wins would be New Orleans and the Jets. And by the way, they're both on the road. They're both long flights. So I never chalk those up as automatics, especially when you're going all the way from the west to the east and you play in the early time zone. So, George, what do you think about the Rams this weekend against the Eagles?
I mean, I kind of just told you already. I gave you a heads up that I didn't think it was going to be easy because the Eagles are really good. So, but look, if I had to guess, like I don't like. It's the game of the 5 that we're going to pick that I'm least confident in picking the team that I would like to pick, which is the Rams.
There you go. There's your one. Yeah, you're already giving us your
right.
one.
I'm fine telling you. It doesn't matter because I feel like I'm fairly confident in general on these picks week in and week out. So.
Well, so Sunday night, you've given us your what you think about the Rams. So Sunday night, Rams-Eagles. Monday night, SoFi Stadium. I mean, you talk about back-to-back Sunday, Monday, two monster games.
Yeah.
The Chargers hosting the Ravens. Now, George.
The worm will be turning, maybe.
We'll see. Listen to this. I pointed this out to Lindsay earlier today. Do you know how many former Ravens players or executives were with Baltimore last year and are with the Chargers this year?
Well, I know there's 2 running backs, that's for sure. I'm trying to think. There's probably at least a couple of coaches and executives because. So if I had to guess 5, I don't know.
Okay, good guess, Mike. Guess how many people, players, executives, etc., were last year with the Ravens and are this year with the Chargers?
Well, since you're even asking the question, I feel like the number has to be a little more prominent. So I'm going to say 9.
Okay, good guess. Guys, 16.
Wow. So if you actually, if you add our 2 together, it's still below that number.
There are 7 players that are playing for the Chargers this year that played for the Ravens last year. There are 6 members of the coaching staff on the Chargers this year that last year worked for Jim Harbaugh's brother in Baltimore. And there are 3 front office executives that went from Baltimore to the Chargers. There are 16 former Ravens on the current Chargers. Does that change your thought in any way about this game and who you're going to pick to win?
I think you should have kept that tidbit to yourself until after we do the picks, Cappy.
Well, no, Cappy, because I've been kind of rolling on the Chargers most weeks, and it's worked out pretty well for me, as opposed to you, who's been going against the Chargers every week, and it has not worked out well for you.
It has not worked out well. But in this particular instance, the Baltimore Ravens are not the Saints. They're not the Titans. They're not the Browns. They're not.
You
one
said
of
that
these
about the
crap
Bengals
teams.
last week.
Well, the Bengals have a bad record, but I think they're a good team. But I think I'm wrong now. They have a bad record.
Now you think they're a bad team?
They're a bad team. Yeah.
You've convinced yourself to disagreeing with yourself.
Yeah. And by the way, if the Ravens lose to the Chargers this week, guess what I'm going to think about them?
They're going to be a bad team.
Bad team.
Well, you're a football fan in L.A., though. How about getting it? So Sunday, Monday, back to back, you get the Eagles and the Ravens coming into town. That's a fun little ticket to see some of the best football in the country.
No doubt. Now, DeAndre, what do you think about your Eagles' chances this weekend against the Rams?
The Rams play the Eagles tough. Whenever the Eagles do come to town, or whenever the Rams play the Eagles over there in Philadelphia. The Eagles are without Devontae Smith, so that's going to hurt. One of their top wide receivers. But I feel like the Eagles. I said this multiple times. I feel like the Eagles have the upper edge, knowing that they got a great running back in Saquon Barkley. Don't know how the Rams are going to handle the run, knowing how strong the offensive line is as well. The offensive line is healthy. The Eagles got 2 strong cornerbacks, and I just feel like the Eagles all around, they have the upper edge against the Rams.
All right. Well, George, why don't you tell us a little bit about Jacob and Ronnie, and then let's jump right into Radio Tinder. What do you say?
I say let's do it, Cappy.
All right.
Let me tell you about my guy, Jacob and Ronnie. First of all, Cappy, if you get into some sort of accident, the reality is you just got to call Jacob right away. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So it's just really that simple. Don't mess around, because if you're injured in an auto accident of any kind, you're going to be wondering, what are some of the advantages of hiring my guy, Jacob? Well, first of all, you're hiring someone with over 25 years of experience. But maybe the simplest answer is this. Jacob and his team, they're going to hold your hand throughout the entire process. Jacob will handle everything from the phone calls to the rental car, getting your car fixed, finding you a doctor in your area. They'll deal with the insurance company, which we know is a huge pain in the ass, and they'll do that on your behalf. Jacob will get you all the things you need immediately, including the medical attention that you deserve. So you get into an accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell them Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. And with 25 years plus of experience, he's got the reputation and the clout to get you the compensation that you deserve. So if you're injured in an accident, only one name to remember. It's Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. All right, when you call an attorney, you want one who's respected? Simple. Call Jacob. He's the real deal. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. And you can watch him dance at Lakers games, sometimes on the Jumbotron. Or visit him online at calljacob.com.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Want to have more fun watching the NBA? Play Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. Points, rebounds, assists, and more. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. Sleeper has a special offer for NBA tip-off. Your first deposit will be matched 100% up to $1,500. Use code 710, and your first deposit up to $1,500 will be matched. That's code 710. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code location and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then the insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath, then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergatt.com.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for Rotolo Chevrolet's top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, he got all of it. That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going and going and going. Yes!
Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check the kickoff time first before showing up at the stadium.
What? The slot's full already? You said kickoff was at 3. It was last week.
That's not how it works, Bob. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Why do we love SEC football? Because no matter the venue or the rivalry, it's the ultimate hang. Fans of every flavor, good-natured trash talk with a side of andouille. Yes! But according to Johnsonville and the Harris poll, 71% of Americans hang out less than they used to. Why? Could it be that rivalries off the field are tearing us apart? Is it crazy to think a sausage-fueled tailgate party could unite us all? Can't hurt. Keep it juicy out there. Johnsonville, official sausage of the SEC.
And it is Sedano. We cap your Friday afternoon. Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. How about a TV theme that became a movie theme? On this day in 1991, The Addams Family movie was released in theaters. You can follow her Alley to Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Jack. Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, founded in the city of Downey, just like me. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Yes, we did do this one a couple days ago, but I think it was for a different reason. The different person's birthday or something. I don't know.
Bop, bop.
All right, so
Boop, boop.
This one is something that you're intrigued in because we briefly mentioned the idea of it like a week or two ago, and now it's happening. Jason Kelsey, the retired Eagles center turned multimedia star, of course, Travis Kelsey's brother, or probably most famously known as Taylor Swift's boyfriend's brother. Wow. You want to go that route?
Yeah.
So he's going to be a late-night TV show host on ESPN. So he's going to be hosting the show called They Call It Late Night. And like I said, a new weekly ESPN show filmed in Philadelphia with a limited run leading up to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's 5 episodes, I believe, that at the moment, and then they'll reassess from there. But it's going to be a late-night show. Really, it's like, you know how they do Good Morning NFL? This is my sense of it, and maybe I'm wrong. Right, like they do Good Morning Football. It'll be like Good Morning Football, but a late-night kind of format instead. Yeah.
Okay, so are we swiping?
Is this something that you think that will work? Swipe left or swipe right, Cappy?
I will swipe right because I'm an ultimate optimist. So I guess here's my thought. Jason Kelsey was a big personality before Travis Kelsey started dating Taylor Swift. Jason Kelsey, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, remember he showed up for the Super Bowl parade in that
Viking outfit or something he was wearing?
Wasn't it like a court jester-y kind of?
Anyway, court jester, that's what it was. You're right, yes.
So he's a personality. And then him and Travis have the podcast. He's obviously got the TV experience now working on ESPN on the Monday Night Football pregame show. His brother, Travis, has the, what is the name of this horror show that's on one of these? Grotesquerie.
Grotesquerie on FX or Hulu.
Yeah. So listen, these guys have decided they want to get into, they want to become sort of the Manning brothers, if you will. And they're doing it. And they're doing it well. So you know what? I read about the show. It's in Philadelphia. There's a band from Philadelphia. The studio audience will all be Philly fans. So I actually give it a shot. I'm curious. What do you think, Mike Trudell?
I will say that, so Jason Kelsey to me is legitimately entertaining and fun to listen to. And the first time that I actually heard him in this context, my wife, who I think sometimes is trying to find a podcast that I will also be interested in. So like when we're driving to Temecula or something for a soccer tournament in the summer.
Love that park in Temecula.
And I'll put on I'll do the same thing, right? I'll try to find something like maybe there's a Real Housewives episode that I watched, or there's a podcast, something like that. And so she was like, "Hey, have you heard of the Kelsey Brothers podcast?" And she put it on, and I listened to it. And I'm like, "Oh, he is a legitimately fun listen." So if somebody could pull this off, George, which I think the worldwide leader has tried in a couple of different facets, it's a difficult space to be in. But I am, like Cappy, more optimistic that he's the type of personality that can sell it. So I'm willing to give it a listen.
So I was going to ask you guys just that. I feel like in general, late night, like Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel, that there's a lot of stuff lately about how I think it's only gone down to 3 or 4 days a week live because it's not doing well. And so I guess people are speculating that in the next couple years, there's not going to be any late night TV shows like that at all anymore. So given that, and then the fact that ESPN has done something somewhat kind of similar in the past, and it may not have really exactly worked out, do you think that the odds are stacked against them, or do you think this is just going to be so completely different that
I think that's why they're only doing a 5-show run at the moment and figuring it out from there. Like the expectation coming on at 1 a.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific on Fridays and Saturdays or whatever it's going to be. I don't know what the expectations for that. I could tell you, I could look up, in my email and see what the average Sports Center does at that time. And if it meets similar expectations or better, then it will probably get an more extended run. But what do you do after football? I feel like that's only a seasonal thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's seasonal also. I think if they like
do
it,
they do their podcast the whole off season and
yeah, but this is different. This is an NFL Films production. Okay, NFL Films is producing this Jason Kelsey show for ESPN, so that's not the same thing. So I think it could be renewed for next year if the numbers are equal or greater than what the SportsCenter numbers are normally at that slot.
Yeah, and I think also that you're right. I mean, you try it out here at the end of the year. If you like it, you say, okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do it every week next year during the football season. And look, the Kelsey brothers, they have become monster superstars. I don't remember exactly what the number was, but when they took their podcast from whatever platform to whatever platform, I mean, they got paid major bucks.
Yeah, he has made more he's made more with the podcast deal than he did in like the last 5 years in the NFL.
Wow, that's
Or
incredible.
Last couple years in the NFL, I remember seeing
He's
that.
everywhere.
What are we doing wrong with this podcast, Cappy?
I know.
Come on.
Dude,
let's
George,
go.
seriously, he's freaking everywhere. Jay, I'll tell you what we need to do, George. You want to know
What?
what we need to do? I'm going to tell you what we need to do.
Okay, go.
We need to go to a game. We need to have some young punk try and troll us, and then I need to grab that young punk's phone, slam it down to the ground, okay, and say, who's the you-know-what now? And then I need to get into some sort of controversy that goes viral.
You should set it up with your guys.
Yeah,
Those
you
are
be
base
that guy.
plans.
You be the guy who gets the controversy.
And
I'll
you-
just-
I was
you,
told
George-
this is a strength of yours, Cappy. Like, you know how to maneuver in this space, and then also George can call
Maneuver
Jacob
in this
Emrani,
space.
to back you legally.
Right,
Correct.
and George, you be the good guy. I'll be the bad guy. Okay, you be the good guy that breaks it up, takes me away. Hey, I don't want my guy to get in trouble. You know, you're a good guy. Me,
Yeah.
I'm a bad guy. I grab that kid's phone and I slam it.
Right. Okay.
I mean, we just need to do something controversial. That's all.
All right, let's workshop this a little further because I don't know that passes the sniff test, but let's.
All right,
let's
well,
keep
But we
something-
can't do the same thing he
No,
did too.
something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
All right, last Radio Tinder here. So Gladiator 2 opens up this weekend.
Oh, you can't wait.
And it's getting a lot of mixed reviews.
I don't know if I'd love it. I mean, the Denzel part of it I like, but I don't love the concept
Right.
of it.
And then it's like half of the reviews, you know, you see like the New York Times and Washington Post, like all the big papers and news outlets do the reviews. And to me, they're completely opposite. Like one will say, it's amazing, it's great, it's awesome, this is the sequel we need, he's the guy to do it. And then the other ones are like, this is terrible, it ruined the first one. So they're like complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Are you guys going to go see Gladiator 2? Or are you going to wait till it comes out?
No, 100% going to see it. Most likely, whenever we get an off night in a city, and I don't even know, this next trip is a back-to-back. So I guess the next longer trip, I will probably go see it. And I just keep thinking of the line, right? Like in the first Gladiator, when Maximus is up on the hill and the Romans are taking on the barbarian horde, probably coming down from Germany and like that territory. And he goes over to Quintus after Quintus is his top lieutenant or whatever. And Quintus is like, these guys don't know when they're beaten. They don't know when they're dominated. They don't know when it's over. And he says, would I, Quintus? Would you? And it just puts that humility into the leader, into Maximus. And can that translate into the sequel? Guys, probably not. Will I be there to see it just in case? Yes.
Boy, you really love that movie.
Wow,
huh?
you really got into some heavy-duty detail right there, Mike.
I mean, LeBron loves that movie too. That's why Bryce's middle name is Maximus.
It's right in my sweet spot. Like that Braveheart came out either like a year or two before, and then Gladiator, and that was like right when I was in high school, and like all my friends went to see it. Is it probably
You were in high school when Gladiator came out?
Well, I think so. I
Because
was in
I was in high school when Gladiator came out.
I was in high school from
Pretty sure.
96 to 2000.
Okay,
so
no,
when
then I
did Gladiator
wasn't.
come out? I'm sure
Well, I didn't
Google
find out
could
when
tell
it
us
came out,
quickly.
Wait,
but-
so I have a question. What does Denzel have to do with this one? Maybe I'm like I'm in the dark here about this whole thing. I didn't know
He's the son
Denzel
of,
was
like,
in it.
He's like the son of the old bad guy, I think.
Denzel is the son of the
No,
old bad
no.
guy?
He's the son of the guy who was played by what's his name, who was like the guy who helped the gladiators. That he was like the leader of like rounding up the gladiators, and like he was kind of like almost like God, what was the I forgot what his
The guy
like,
who had all the
crap.
gladiators like imprisoned and then he moved
Correct,
them to the
correct.
Colosseum?
Proximo? He was
Yes.
like the Proximo
Yes,
guy. Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe he's Denzel is his son. I believe. Yes.
And so is Russell Crowe in this at all?
No, he's dead.
Well, I know, but so what? You can come back if you're dead.
Cabby, what are you talking about? Is Russell
No, you can
Crowe
come
in
back and be in the movie if
You
you're
could be
dead.
back like flashbacks.
like what?
Right.
You could be in flashbacks.
Right, like maybe
it's
they
not a
like
flashback.
Yeah, but have you seen
What is
Russell
it?
Crowe lately? He
It's-
doesn't look like Gladiator anymore.
Well, what is it? Is it a prequel? Is it a sequel? What is it?
It's a
because
sequel.
it's his kid.
bro.
Oh, all
Right, because it's right. It's his kids. Right.
All right, everybody relax.
Also, Mandalorian's in it. Pedro Pascal, he's in it, and I love him.
Well, and it's actually not his kids. It's the son of the princess, right, or whatever. Right?
I
Was
don't
that
know.
actually his kid?
I,
I
feel
don't
like it's
remember.
something
anymore.
that Trudell, based on that eloquy that you just
Mike,
put
was he
Yeah.
was the prince? Was he actually Maximus's son, or no? Because I know that the princess was his girlfriend at one point back in the day.
No, you're talking about Marcus Aurelius' son, like played by Joaquin Phoenix.
No. There was the young.
Yeah. The young
Joaquin
prince.
Phoenix's sister.
Yes.
She had a son.
Yeah, no, I don't. That was that was not Maximus's kid. They they did hint that they had a relationship.
Yes, prior to him.
You know what, George? I hadn't really thought about that though. Is it possible?
I heard that
he
it
the
was.
result?
I thought that little kid that
that's
was in
what
the
I
stands.
think
I thought
happened.
it was
I think we
his
find
kid.
out that was his son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I need to
And
do
that's
a
why he
rewatch.
watched them.
Can I? So the twins are 10 now. What do you guys think?
No,
do you
too
think they're
young.
ready?
What's up, twins?
Too young. Yeah.
I mean, but what part of it is because
No, take them. Take
I
those.
mean, it's
take them
pretty
twins.
it's pretty gory, Mike. I mean, I don't know.
The gory stuff I'm not as worried about though. Like we played a decent number of video games at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess that's true.
What are you playing? Grand Theft
Rated
Auto with
R.
these kids?
You let your 10-year-old watch rated R movies?
I watched rated R movies when I was.
I know
10.
I did
So
too,
did
but
I.
my parents
So
didn't let me.
the one thing that I worry about that we haven't really gotten into much is like the male female or
That's
whatever
what I was
male
going to say.
male
The sex
relationship
scenes
part
is
of it.
what I think would
Yeah.
be off-putting.
But there's not, the sex scenes aren't gnarly in
but there's
Gladiator,
still a lot of explaining you're going to have to do, I feel like.
Well, look, you got to be honest with kids these
Okay.
days.
Right.
Cappy, you
Hey,
kids are older.
You're the dad.
Give me some advice. My
here-
boys, I want to be. It's not that I don't want to be the cool dad, but I want to be able to watch good movies with them.
I
and
understand.
if they're going to watch them eventually, or they're going to watch them with their friends when we eventually let them have sleepovers, like maybe I should be there watching it with them.
I totally agree. I have no issue whatsoever. Gore, sex, the whole deal. Take them little rascals and put them in that theater.
Well, because we've seen all of the Marvel movies, so is there that big of a difference between like Marvel Endgame, where half the world dies, relative to Gladiator or Braveheart, minus like a couple of maybe the head getting chopped off is a little bit more bloody?
It's more gory and there's definitely sex as opposed to
And
there's
also,
no
they
sex
know
in the
that
Marvel movies.
They know that superheroes aren't real.
Well,
right?
George, what's with Arya? Like, what's the what year are you going to be like? Because she's getting she's getting close.
Yeah,
to...
Arya's very Kelly gives her books about like her body and her anatomy, and she knows all that stuff. But I don't think we're like, I don't know, like she knows curse words and all that stuff. Like,
well,
she
yeah,
doesn't
look who her father is.
Right, exactly. But she doesn't repeat those words, and
that's cute.
My boys do repeat the words.
Yeah,
often.
But that's a boy-girl thing. I think more than
Oh God, my
Mateo
daughter
will be dropping Fs pretty soon.
My daughter, when she was like 2-3 years old, she was standing in front of the TV memorizing lines from The Hangover. You know what I mean? So she was already well into it by the time she was about 2 or 3 years old.
But I don't know. She's still into cartoon animated movies still in a lot of ways. Not like the kid ones, like the ones that are more adult. Like she watches a bunch of stuff on Netflix. That is for like preteens kind of. But yeah, like I don't know. Like movie wise, we saw that robot movie. What's that? What was that movie called? What was the damn movie? It's based on a series of books.
Robots?
Yeah.
Was it
Annie,
Robots?
Annie watched it. I didn't see Annie watch it with the boys.
It was Tonight is the Night.
Tonight is the Night. No, that's the theme song.
It's not
from
just
Robots.
called Robots. Hold on.
iRobots?
Movie. Kids 2024. Wild Robot.
Wild Robot. Yes,
Okay.
right. I
Forgot
meant
one
to say
word,
that.
Cap.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The
What do you got,
Wild
Lindsay
I
Baseball?
said you forgot one word.
What did I forget?
Wild. You just
By
said
the way,
robots.
the Wild Robot.
Yeah, that's true.
Is
Wild Robot.
I mean, these kids' movies, they get you, man. As an adult, like it's a tearjerker at the end.
That's like like Toy Story. Toy Story will get
Right? No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. The Toy Story 3 for sure, though, is like the big tearjerker of them all.
That's a great one. I'm a little distracted, guys, because NBA Cup games have started.
Yeah,
so
I know. Yeah, New Orleans up on Golden State, 8-5.
You're
You
not
watch
here
it?
in the studio, but that game's on, and then on my laptop we got Celtics and Wizards going. It's we got the color.
Oh, you know what we should get
Cup time,
Cappy?
baby.
You know what we should get Cappy to really indoctrinate him to the league? A little NBA courtside login.
Ooh, that'd be a nice Christmas gift. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, he can use my. Oh, we can also get him. I can get him the link to the game books, so he can look up like quarter by quarter what the numbers are, which is
really nice.
a big thing for me, George.
You know, George, what Rachel's told me she's already getting me for Christmas. You ready for this?
League
What's
Pass?
that?
She's getting not League Pass. No, because that would ruin her life. She's getting me a membership to F45, and that's like saying to somebody,
"What's that?"
F45 is like a group workout, like high intensity.
But wait, didn't she just say recently that she loves your the way you look?
Well, but George,
apparently not enough.
Right, getting somebody a membership to F45 is like saying two things at the same time.
It's like a boot camp, basically.
Right, it's like saying, one, I want you to lose weight, and two, you're too cheap to do it yourself. Like she's sticking it right in my face.
Wow.
That I'm like fat and cheap. You know.
Hey, DeAndre just whispered in my ear. I don't know if he whispered in yours. Got a break.
Yeah, let's break. Hey, before we do, let me tell everybody one more time.
Let me tell everyone that this segment was brought to us by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe
Yes.
right on Tequila Mandala. Award-winning small batch premium sipping tequila made for the finest mature agaves. Available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. No Tequila Mandala for you if you're on F45, Cappy.
I know. I did have a little bit last night, though. I will tell you, I thought it was going to knock out this cold. Hey, I want to tell everybody, though, about what's going on right now with Amazon Pickup. Amazon Pickup allows you to send your orders to a secure pickup location that you can choose. So rather than you having your deliveries sent to your house or your apartment, you can send them to a secure pickup location like an Amazon locker or a counter. Then you can pick up your packages on your own time. And when your package arrives, you're going to get a delivery confirmation email that notifies you that the package is ready with all the instructions about picking up the package. It's great for when you're out and about, especially right now. Here comes Thanksgiving. Then before you know it, it's going to be Christmas parties and Hanukkah parties and holidays, and you're going to be schlepping around all over the place, and you're going to be busy, and your packages are going to be sitting at your house, and you're not going to be there to pick them up. So you know what you do? You just make sure you get your packages delivered to the Amazon Pickup location. It's going to make it so much easier. Amazon Pickup is a great option for when you're not planning on being home when your packages are delivered. It's a secure and convenient delivery solution to pick up your Amazon packages, and the best part, no additional cost. Go to Amazon.com/pickupMVP. That's Amazon.com/pickupMVP to learn more.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Hey, football fans, what's better than cheering on your team with an ice-cold glass of Stella Rosa in hand? How about scoring the ultimate experience at the biggest college football game of the season with an ice-cold Stella Rosa in hand? That's right, Stella Rosa is giving you the chance to win 2 tickets, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. So what are you waiting for? Head to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter. Courtesy of Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights. The Father's Rights Attorneys.
Why do we love SEC football? Because no matter the venue or the rivalry, it's the ultimate hang. Fans of every flavor, good-natured trash talk with a side of andouille. Yes! But according to Johnsonville and the Harris poll, 71% of Americans hang out less than they used to. Why? Could it be that rivalries off the field are tearing us apart? Is it crazy to think a sausage-fueled tailgate party could unite us all? Can't hurt. Keep it juicy out there. Johnsonville, official sausage of the SEC.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. Black Friday starts now. Trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for Watch and Tab. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
And it is Sedano and Cap your Friday afternoon. Don't forget, coming up at 5:30 today, a special playoff edition of LAFC Plus with Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz. Tomorrow, November 23rd, National Espresso Day. And hit it! Tomorrow, 11/23, back in 1991, the #1 hit. Originally done by Percy Sledge and redone by Michael Bolton. Sedano and Cap. Continue show Friday afternoon right now.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
Cappy, by the way, on National Espresso Day, Lindsay always likes to ask about my gift basket or whatever I get at the hotel.
Yeah, your welcome basket. What'd you
Yeah,
get?
so I got a little Chardonnay bottle, like a mini
Nice.
Chardonnay bottle.
Send the pic.
I'll send it. And then a chocolate, but it's called Choco Latte.
Ooh.
So it's got like coffee in it, basically.
It's not just coffee flavored; it has coffee in it.
Yeah, it's got it is.
That's a good idea.
It's rich and bold coffee truffle.
Oh.
Yeah, infused in the chocolate.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got wine and you got coffee chocolates.
Yeah, 100% plant-based, by the way.
Oh, nice, plant-based.
On the Choco Latte.
Okay.
Well, if you guys are watching the YouTube stream, you can see my T-shirt, which
Yep.
is shouting out my favorite player growing up, favorite baseball player, Kirby Puckett.
Yeah.
Who was your guy growing up?
Oh,
Cappy?
Don Mattingly.
In
No
Sedano.
question, 100%.
Mattingly was your guy, Sedano?
Oh, I mean, I grew up a Yankees fan. When I was a kid growing up in South Florida, we used to drive. The Yankees now are in Tampa in spring training, but for many, many years, Cappy will remember this, they were in Fort Lauderdale Stadium.
Right.
And I used to go there every spring, and I used to go watch Don Mattingly play. It was awesome. Yeah, I loved him.
So for me, I'm a little bit earlier. Reggie Jackson was my favorite player. But eventually what happened, this is probably like the late 70s, the early 80s, Bucky Dent became kind of my go-to guy. You know,
Bucky Dent grew up in the neighborhood I grew up
in Miami?
Hialeah, yeah.
Oh, really? Because what was funny is I think I was in about 5th grade, and I think his son was in 4th grade, and we went to school together, and we were at the roller skating rink one night, and we were playing. Remember that USSR versus USA bubble hockey game that they used to have in the arcades? Of course. And Bucky was on the other side, and he was killing me. And I'm like, yo, Buck, I'm like 11. How about taking it easy here a little bit, pal? You know?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Bucky went hard on you, Cappy? Is what
He
you're
did.
saying?
He went real hard on me.
That's
He
too
did.
funny. I didn't realize that was the case.
He was a very competitive guy.
Wow.
I mean, Bucky going hard on you is pretty cool, I think.
Right.
You know who else grew up in my neighborhood? Raider great Ted Hendricks.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He also
Old
grew
school.
up in Hialeah.
Old school. All right, got it. I do like that Kirby Puckett T-shirt you're wearing, though, Michael Arthur Trudell.
Appreciate that, Cappy.
Very nice.
Did you call me Michael Arthur Trudell?
Yeah.
I thought that was your middle name.
Cappy throws an Arthur in everywhere.
Yeah, here and there.
Everyone's middle name.
Okay, I'll get to know your quirks.
Gregory Arthur Bergman.
Right.
Christopher Arthur Morales.
Right.
He never calls George Arthur Sedano, though.
Well, it doesn't really flow.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know?
Right.
My
Jorge
father's
Arthur
middle name
Sedano
was
does
Alfred.
pretty good. Jorge Arturo sounds pretty good.
Arturo, sí.
Sí, Arturo, sí.
Claro que sí, güey.
Guys, can I just make one very brief, quick comment? George, you're going to call a college football game tomorrow. You're getting to the end of the college football season.
Yeah.
The last
Gone
couple
so
of days,
fast, man. It's
it
crazy.
has. And the last couple of days have been really super weird. So USC had this quarterback that they had recruited from Georgia. I remember this like 3 years ago. The kid was like 12 years old, and they already gave him a scholarship, right?
Yeah, Julian, what's his name?
I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I'll come up with it. But they call him
He went to
Juju.
Colorado. He chose Colorado on the Pat
Julian
McAfee
Lewis.
series.
Julian
Lewis, yes.
So he said, you know what? This whole Lincoln Riley thing sounded great when I was about 13. Doesn't look so good right now. So he flips his commitment from USC and is now going to Coach Prime at Colorado. By the way, I don't know about everybody else. I thought Coach Prime was done as soon as Shador was done. Now I think he's sticking around.
Oh, he's sticking around.
But now the number one guy in the country, he was supposed to go to LSU. And then
Bryce Underwood.
Right. And then my man Tom Brady comes in, and I think Dave Portnoy from Barstool had a little bit to do with it. They started putting money together, and according to the reports, they're giving this kid $10 million to flip from LSU to Michigan. The only thing about these stories are, guys, is that you've seen, what was that kid's name, George, that went to Los Alamitos
but by
High
the way,
School?
the kid that USC got, they ended up with potentially a better quarterback, which is Longstreet, the kid. His
from
name.
Centennial.
Correct.
Yeah, from Centennial in Corona. But what was the kid's name from Los Al a couple of years ago that went to USC and then transferred to Boise State? What was that?
Malachi Nelson.
See, you can be the number one quarterback in the country, and it may not work out. So
Correct.
Throwing all this money and dealing with these kids, I am blown away by what has happened here. and everybody flipping commitments for more money going elsewhere. It's crazy what's going on
Good
out there
for
in
them,
college football.
dude. Go get that money.
Well, you better get it, because if you're not good, it ain't going to last, as we've seen in the Malachi Nelson situation. All right, let me tell you guys about Coors, and then let's pull into a commercial-free 30 minutes. I'll start off by saying this. Hey, tomorrow is USC-UCLA, and I know it's getting late in the game, but if you go to CoorsLight.com/collegefootball and you enter the keyword SCORE, you still have a shot to win tickets. And, by the way, if you don't win the tickets, there are a lot of other great prizes, and it's all thanks to our great friends at Coors Light, the official beer of college football and proud partner of USC football. Don't forget 21 means 21, and remember to always celebrate responsibly. No purchase necessary. The contest started on August 1st, 2024. It ends January 21st, 2025 at 9:59 p.m. Pacific time. Must be a legal resident of the 50 United States, 21 years of age or older. Void where prohibited. Use the keyword to get entries and keyword prizes. See official rules at CoorsLight.com/collegefootball for entry instructions, keywords, odds, prizes, and restrictions. Molson Coors Beverage Company, USA LLC, 250 South Wacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois, USA 60606. Let's get into 30 minutes commercial-free next.
The MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. This season, keep your holiday gifts a surprise when you choose to pick up from Amazon Locker or Counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy, and if you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Let me say it again. It's real simple. If you're ready to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Everybody has different reasons for selling. Some people want to downsize and they're ready to move. Some have inherited property, and you know what? They don't want to have that property. They want to get rid of it. Or maybe you're just ready for a change in your life. Whatever your reason is for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution for your needs. They'll make you a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed, and they can close in days. Seller's Advantage is the fastest and the most stress-free way to sell your home. No complicated closing process or contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they've got all the reviews to prove it. So call them today and get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
You know, Cappy, when
Yes,
you were
sir.
doing that Coors Light read,
Yeah.
it brought me right back to college, because that was like, let's say somebody's dad came into town and dropped a 20 on somebody. We're like, oh, we're gonna get the better beer, because typically we would buy the Busch Light Cube, where you
Yeah.
could get 30 beers for like $6 or something
The
ridiculous.
cube, like the ball thing?
Like the 30-pack.
Yeah. Oh,
The
okay.
cube.
Got it. Yeah.
But Coors Light would be what we would get, and
Yeah.
that got me to thinking. So our two drinking games were beer pong and caps. Caps is a game where you sit across from a partner and you throw the actual bottle cap into a pint glass, and if it goes in there, you have to drink unless you counter it. What were your drinking games in college?
I feel like not so much drinking games as much as like beer bongs.
Okay.
You didn't play Flip Cup?
Flip Cup?
Flip
yeah,
Cup
I played
is the
that.
best. I still
We
play
do Flip Cup when you kind of do like the sorority, fraternity type events, or just especially if you have the ladies over to the house, that would more of the Flip Cup vibe.
I'm a
Good
Flip
kind of
Cup
mixing game. Yeah.
George, you ever do a beer bong?
Beer pong.
Oh, beer pong, but not a beer bong.
Not me, no.
He doesn't strike me as a beer bong guy. How about you, Trudell? Are you a beer bong guy?
I'm more like I like to compete. Like I'm not going to just drink to drink. But if you put a competition behind something and there's a winner and a loser, that's when I would get more drunk.
I see that.
Because I will keep playing and wanting to win.
I'm a little embarrassed to tell you guys this. I know we're going to get into our picks against the spread, but I'm a little embarrassed. My daughter, who just graduated college, she still acts like she's in college, and she takes like her tooth and she bites a hole in a can of beer. And then she puts her lips over the hole, and then she opens the can of beer, and then she sucks the whole thing down. And she's like so proud of herself, and I'm like, that is a turnoff.
It's called shotgunning a beer.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, gross is a strong term. I like the versatility that she's showing there. I'm sure she has a lot of other talents as well.
Let her live. Yeah, she's doing it with like those seltzers too. I'm like, ugh.
Well, I feel like that would be hard because it's like the carbonation would make that difficult.
Well, like Truly's?
Yeah, like that.
I've never seen someone do it with a seltzer
Yeah, me
or
neither.
a Truly. Wow, is that?
But the way she does it with her tooth.
All sorts of stuff we can shotgun. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Shotgun everything. It comes in a can.
I'm sorry, not to get us off track, Cappy. I just was curious what you're.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
Georgie, you ready for our picks against the spread?
Let's rock.
All right. Picks against the spread being brought to us by our friends at Prize Picks, George. Want everybody to download that Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. George, have you had a chance to take a look at any Prize Picks for the weekend?
I have not, Cappy, but I feel like I am bullish on Bo Nix's prospects this week, is what I would say.
Oh, listen to this. I made a play on Bo Nix. You ready? Here's my plays for the weekend. Patrick Mahomes, less than 239.5 passing yards because Kansas City's playing Carolina, and I just don't think they're going to need a lot of passing. Bo Nix, I've got him for more than 220.5 passing yards. Lamar Jackson, I went with a demon play here to get more than half of a rushing or receiving touchdown. I don't think he'll catch one, but I think he'll run for one. And, Michael, Sam Darnold, more than 229.5 passing yards against a very bad Chicago pass defense.
I mean, what's the weather going to be like in Chicago? That's
Good question. Don't know. $20 play, George, to win $180 on Prize Picks. Download that Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y.
Whoa, and Cappy, don't forget that it is, it's very simple, just like you heard us say. It's really a statistical number line for that particular player individually. You go more or less. It's that simple to play, and it's the only place to get sports action in the state of California. And when you get your money, right, and you want to get your money back after you win something, you can get it as easy as 15 minutes.
All right, Prize Picks. Run
your game.
Yes. All right, here we go. Time for picks against the spread. Mike Trudell, here's what's going to happen.
So what is Mike going to do during this?
He's actually going to analyze our picks.
Okay, so you're going to say who's better. Right, okay, fine. So for those that don't know, if you're just new to the show for some reason, thank you, by the way. If you're new to the show, welcome. Yeah, for sure. We do this picks against the spread every week. We pick 5 games. We pick each game against the spread, and the game we're most confident in picking against the spread, we assign the number 5. The game we are least confident in, we assign the number 1. So on and so forth in between. Lindsay, what are the season-long statistics at the moment?
Well, last week, George went perfect. The perfect 15.
Wow.
Well, George loves to brag when he has a good week, so I'm surprised.
Wait, I have a good week almost every week, so there's that.
Last week you only got 7. Last week you only got 7. It was a rough week for you.
I mean, exactly.
So George had 15. I had 11, DeAndre had 9, Cappy had 4, which brings us to our season totals.
Cappy. Damn, man.
Well, Mike, you got to understand, I go in a completely different
Right,
direction.
there's a trend here.
Right, that's worked out real well for you.
So George is in first with 110. DeAndre is in second with 86. I'm in third with 73, and Cappy has 54.
Wow, I'm still going to catch you guys.
Cappy, maybe instead of like criticizing your teammates at practice, you should have been, paying a little more attention in the film room. To
But Mike, you got to understand. Mike, you got to understand. Every week I've gone against the Chargers, and this is the week. This is the week where I'm going to actually make some ground up. Here we go.
Kick him in the shins.
All right, George, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Lindsay, you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Young D, you in the house?
Yes, sir.
And Judge Trudell, here goes.
Yeah.
The Broncos are 6-point favorites at the Raiders. It's a lot of points to give up on the road. George, you want to get us started?
Yeah, this was actually hard because it is a lot of points to give up on the road. I would agree with that. I normally am a big home dog kind of guy, Cappy. So I would say that, God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the Raiders, but that's only my 2. I'm not very confident in them, so I'm only going to assign a 2 there.
Okay. Lindsay, baseball.
I'm going to go Broncos, but also not very confident. So that's my 1.
Young D.
I'm going to go with the Broncos, and that's my 5.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That Raiders are good.
I'm like you. I'm very confident in the Broncos. Broncos are rolling. Raiders are trying to get to the end of this season. I'll take the Broncos. That's my 4.
Okay.
Here we go. Game 2. 49ers at the Packers. The line changed. Earlier today, we had it at 3.5, but because of the Purdy injury and because of the Bosa injury and both of those players being out, the line has changed. Lindsay, do you have the latest line?
5.5 for Brock Purdy.
Okay. 49ers at the Packers. He's going to make a lot of noise from the sideline. Packers are 5.5-point favorites. George, who do you like?
Packers 5. I think they blow them out.
I have Packers, and that's my 4. So just like yours, George.
Young D.
Packers, and that's my 4 as well.
I'm going to take the Packers. That's my 3. We all like the Packers. Next game, Cardinals are 1-point favorites on the road at Seattle. Seattle coming off a good win last week and against San Francisco, and the Cardinals coming off a bye, well-rested. George, who do you like?
Cardinals, that's my 4. Coming off the bye, Seattle just eked by what I think is a very mediocre Niners team. They're just not that good. Seattle, I think Arizona's the best team in the division. So I'm going to take Arizona, and that's my 4.
Okay. Lindsay, baseball.
I'm also going to take the Cardinals, and that's going to be my 2.
Young D.
Give me the Seahawks. That's my 2.
I'm going to join you on this, Young D. I'm going to take the Seahawks. That is also going to be my deuce. All right, here we go. Eagles at the Rams. The Eagles are 3-point favorites. Desperation time for the Rams. George.
I think it's a close game. DeAndre mentioned it earlier. They play close whenever they play each other. I'm going to take the Rams, but only because I feel like the Eagles eventually have to lose a game. But I'm not confident at all in this pick, so I'm going to give it my 1.
Lindsay, baseball.
Well, you know what I'm going to do?
Because they're a home dog, by the way. So there's that.
What I'm going to do is...
Kick him in the shins.
Oh, okay.
So I'm picking the Chargers, and that's my 5.
Yeah, but we're talking about
we're doing the
Rams.
Well, I picked one game too early because I was jumping ahead of things. So I'm going to...
Kick him in the shins.
And I'm going to pick Eagles, and that's my 3.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Young D, this is your team. Your Eagles.
Eagles, that's my 3.
Only 3, really?
Yeah, I used my 5 and my 4.
Should have thought about that.
I don't feel overly confident, but I'm going to be rooting for the Rams. I will take the Rams to cover the 3. I think the Rams are going to win the game. I'm so confident, that's my 1. And our last game, my Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
My favorite coach in the NFL, John Harbaugh. The Ravens on the road, Monday Night Football. Ravens, 3-point favorites at the Chargers. George Sedano.
I like the Chargers. I think that they are for real. I've been trying to tell you this all season. I think that they've been really good at home covering. So I'm going to go with the Chargers, and that's my 3.
Lindsay baseball, you
already
going to
know
kick somebody
mine.
in the shins?
Yeah, you already know mine.
Kick him in the shins.
Chargers 5.
Chargers 5.
Yep.
Young D.
I'm about to roll with them, man. I've been picking them ever since, man. I'm going to roll with the Chargers. That's my one.
Well, you guys know that this is going to be my week. I've got the Ravens to cover the 3, and that is my 5. This is where the comeback starts.
You know, I think it's clear, Cappy, you did the best job of anybody here. And this is going to be your comeback week starting right now.
You tell him, look at the big brain on Trudell. That's exactly right.
He picks against the Chargers every single week.
No, Cappy's got it. Cappy's got this one
I
down.
see a theme developing here, Cappy.
And I believe in you, Cappy. And I'm willing to double down on your bet and co-sign everything that you've just done here.
All right. So now it's me and Trudell. Now I know I'm a winner.
Yep.
You know what my worst fear, though, is that the Chargers and the Ravens are a 3-point game where the Ravens win by 3 and it's a push, And then I'm like, oh, man, I thought I had this 5 and I got nothing.
Yeah, that's actually the worst case scenario,
Right.
that it's a push.
Cappy, I like Lamar on the turf, though.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not the worst case scenario. Now that I think about it, if you lose, it's way worse. The reason, Cappy, I'm in the lead is because I generally don't miss on my 5s.
Yeah, George is also like super hyper competitive about this, and me, I just think it's a big joke, So that's kind of the way we look at it.
You do think it's a joke, but you were trying to be smart by going the opposite, for a while, and then it's convenient for you to say that you don't care when you started to get your ass kicked by everybody.
Well, I mean, when it's Sunday afternoon and you're texting everybody, look how great I did on my picks, and I'm like, I don't even remember what I picked.
Well, I really do it just more to drive you nuts about
I know
it
you do.
because generally that meant that I picked the Chargers very high.
Cappy, I was trying to come in here and give you some support, but everything that you've said subsequently is making me upset that I did so.
Oh, come on. Come on, man.
Caring
Stay
cool,
with me.
Cappy. Caring is cool. Trying hard is cool. Wanting to be right is cool. No, I don't like
You think I'm
just a guy,
competitive?
I just call, I'm everyone's friend. I just have fun.
You think hold on. You think I'm competitive? That guy who's talking to you right now, he trumps me tenfold.
Yeah, you guys, I have like this philosophy about competition when it's not something that's really that important to me, So I feel like I've got enough competition in my life that I don't need to be competitive about my picks. So I just really don't care that much, but I do care about betting against the Chargers. That I do care about.
Well,
it's been unsuccessful thus far.
I just feel like you've betrayed my life philosophy after I supported you. I'm going to stick with you, though. We're going to see how it goes this week.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
In the shins.
There you go. There's our picks against the spread. It is time now, fellas, as we get ready for more of the commercial-free 30 minutes. And we're getting out of here early today because LAFC Plus with Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz is coming up. Dealer's Choice.
My.
Yes, Dealer's Choice Real Deal brought to you by Sellers Advantage. You want to sell your house before you call an agent, call Sellers Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. Hey, guys, it is a big weekend coming up. George, you got the Cal-Stanford game, which is
the big game.
The big game.
Yeah.
Now, I can't ask you to pick the game because obviously you're calling the game.
No.
But I will ask you this.
Yeah.
USC, UCLA.
Fight on.
Fight on.
Wait, do we have
Leave me
Trudell's never
alone.
heard? Okay, so Trudell, backstory on this.
Yep.
So she was doing a read. What was the read you were doing that included that? Do you remember?
We were giving away tickets or something.
Oh, that's what it was. We're giving away tickets. So she was doing a read for USC tickets, and she said it like that. Go ahead, play it one more time.
Fight on.
And I was like, that's really not the way they say it. It's more like fight on. And then she was like, then she went from that, which was kind of like very like robotic, to like super cheerleader mode.
Fight on.
And that was better, but it still wasn't like fight on. But we took it. It was better than the original. Right.
I like the first one myself. Fight on.
Fight on.
Fight
it's
on.
It's very on brand. You know?
Fight, comma, on. Yes.
I like the cheerleader one better, personally. That one's
Fight
great.
on.
Yeah.
Could you take it up just one notch higher so we can judge to see like just your biggest?
Never doing it again.
Just do like a really big
one right now.
I've done it. I'm never doing it again. Fight on.
Fight on.
Yeah, I like the second one better.
Fight on.
So let me ask everybody here on our award-winning panel this evening. Who do we like tomorrow? USC, who we thought was really good at the beginning of the year, and they've kind of fallen apart, but they did finally put something together a little bit last week? Or UCLA, who kind of in the middle after they beat Iowa, people were going, hey, look out for UCLA. They're going to get bowl eligible. They're going to beat USC.
Well, I don't know. Who said that?
Them. They did.
Greg Bergman.
They.
Oh, Bergman also said the Raiders would be 6-1 at one point.
Yeah.
Poor Greg.
But George, you did tell us that you thought USC had a path to the playoff and 8 to 10 wins.
I did, because they beat out a good LSU team.
I
mean, they're good.
So what do you think about this game? How's it going to go? Who's going to win?
I don't know, man. I have no feel for this game right now because I just don't know, like, USC's defense has been really bad lately again. Not as bad as last year by any stretch of the imagination, but not as good as they were early in the year where I felt like they kept them in games. If I had to pick a side, I'd pick USC, but not by much. I actually feel like it's going to be a competitive game.
Mike Trudell, you got any opinion on this game?
I just think that it's Trojans. I mean, they're the better team. I'm not going to pretend like I've
watched
all their games.
Yeah,
this year.
to Mike's point, UCLA is playing, as you documented, Cappy. UCLA is playing much better of late. So they are the team that seems to be trending in the better direction. But I mean, ultimately, God, they lost UCLA last year. Like you got to win that game. Like Lincoln Riley can ill afford to lose that game. Is what I would say.
Hey, listen, UCLA it seemed like they were putting it together. They beat Rutgers, they beat Nebraska, they beat Iowa.
Yeah.
And then they lost to Washington last week.
Right.
And so now with USC, I just got to think just exactly what you just said. Yes, they beat Nebraska last week. Okay, that's not so impressive. But if Lincoln Riley loses this game
again,
they will be coming for him. And for all the talk about, hey, you can't fire him because you owe him too much money, this little $50,000 fine that USC got for having too many coaches. I've heard this rumor that, now you could fire him for cause because there's, the embarrassment to the program. I'm just telling you right now, they lose this game, they're coming for Lincoln Riley.
Who's them?
That they're the same as they.
Who's they?
They are
general, they.
them and they.
Them.
They.
Okay.
It's like when my mother says to me, that's what they say. And I go, hey, Ma, who's they? And she goes, things I see on the Today Show. That's what she says to me.
Everyone's day is different.
Right.
Well, in that context, they is really just what you think, but
Right.
you're using some outside opinion to sort of provide support.
There you go,
It's like
Mike.
your artillery.
Good job. Very good job.
Right. Okay.
So USC, UCLA. This weekend, we mentioned that we got 2 big NFL football games, but you know what? Don't sleep all of a sudden on LAFC. Big match coming up this weekend. Mike, are you an LAFC fan as a former collegiate soccer superstar?
Well, here's the thing. So the team that I pledge full loyalty is Manchester United. Okay, this is of course an English Premier League team. For a number of years, Spectrum had the LA Galaxy rights, so I did a lot of Spectrum games. I would sometimes be an analyst in the studio. I got to do the occasional play-by-play, which was great. So I'd watched a lot more Galaxy. And then, when I was at the station, though, that was when LAFC had started coming up. So I don't love when people don't have a declared loyalty, but since I don't watch a ton of MLS, I do try to catch it once in a while. This is a long way of saying that I don't have a huge dog in this race or horse in this race.
Yeah.
But my heart, though, because of how long I've been here, George, I do kind of tend more towards Galaxy. But I know that's not popular around the station here.
No.
Yeah, it's not. We're LAFC people around here.
Right, we are.
And I would say this though, Michael is a big Man U guy. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? So like that's who he reps.
Yeah, that's who gets my blood boiling on the weekends.
Well, I'm just going to say this: such a huge weekend coming up. When you think you got LAFC against Seattle tomorrow,
LAFC,
you got USC versus UCLA tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have the Lakers Nuggets tomorrow.
Yeah.
You've got the.
By the way, Jokic is going to be back. He's
just
playing
in
tonight.
time for the Lakers.
And I saw a report that Durant and Beal are most likely going to be ready for the Lakers next week.
Well, right, because they have 6 days off, which is crazy.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. Yeah.
All right, George, have a great call of the Cal-Stanford game tomorrow. Everybody's going to be watching. Mike Trudell, be as great as you always are on the Laker broadcast on Saturday. Young D, have a phenomenal weekend. Outrageous job by Lindsay Baseball. And guess what, George? I'm peacing out, and I'm inspired by what you did this past summer. I'm peacing out to Amsterdam. I'll see you guys right after Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Safe travels.
Safe travels, Captain.
Love all of y'all.
Safe.
See ya.
Hey guys, it's Sedano at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for